Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. As match day 2 of the Premier League as Nottingham Forest host their first Premier League fixture at the City Ground in 23 years. They take on West Ham United. Both teams, of course, falling to defeat on the opening game of the season. Both teams being beaten 2-0, but neither are bottom of the table. That is Manchester United. Anyway, Gonzo, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. This is the good bit where you ask me who I'd like to see in the team. You pull a funny face, and then I think, oh, anyway, there you go. How are you?
I'm warm, like the rest of the nation, but I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I think I don't know why. I think all week I've not been feeling overly confident for the game. I still stand by that. I'm still not confident, but my excitement is certainly building. Although my confidence is, and my excitement started to grow a little bit. I'm looking forward to potentially seeing Cornet and Skamaka, and looking forward to seeing the lineup and if there's any changes from David Moyes for this game. A little bit nervous regarding the defensive situation. Ogbonna didn't play for the under-21s, so that's got to be a positive, right? That must mean that it's a step towards progress to make it into the senior team. Either that, he's had to step back and he's just nowhere near at all, and they're not even going to risk him in the under-21s. But a big game for us, a big game. I think it's quite important just for morale, I guess, and just for motivation and belief for the rest of the season in a weird way.
Yeah, I think everybody needs it. I think the players need it. I think Moyes needs it. Certainly, fans need it, as I've alluded to. I felt it's been quite a. It's been a lot of negative news, a lot of negative comments around the club this week as well. And you just grimaced. You just pulled the. All right, now listen. Either you were just sucking on a lemon there, or you've just seen the team sheet. You just pulled a right old face, which completely put me off what I was saying. Forget all the uplift of the team and all the rest of it. What's going on? What's going on? What do you pull that miserable old face for?
Nothing.
You just seen the team.
I'm not saying anything. The team will be out at 0:00, as it always is.
Okay, well, yeah. Anyway, we need some good news. We need an uplift. I don't trust you now. You see, I think you're about to give me bad news. So whatever I'm about to say becomes completely inconsequential and null and void because I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm confident. And now you're about to whip your WhatsApp out and piddle on me fireworks, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to do that. We'll wait and see when the lineups come out at 1:00. Anyway, the official lineups are out at 1:00. Kickoff at 2:00 live on Sky Sports today. We're right here until full time, and then after full time as well. Myself and Gonzo are here, and Charlie will be doing the watch along during the game, the most interactive watch along there is on YouTube. I don't actually know if that's true. I'm just assuming it is. It's very good. Interactive anyway.
It's really good. Yeah, that sounds good.
So even if you're watching on Sky Sports, if you've got your phone beside you, just pop in now and again and say hello to Charlie. Keep him occupied in the live chat because he does a fantastic job. And then we'll be back straight after full time with the review as well. So drop a like on the video if you're enjoying it. And this video is, of course, in collaboration with Stuart Morris Accountants. If you're not very good at mathematics, you need someone to look after your numbers for you, get in touch, give Stuart Morris a shout. His website URL is in the description underneath this video. It's a link, so you can just click it, loads it up, get in touch with him. He's a West Ham fan as well. So support a West Ham company, have a West Ham person look after your business. Anyway, lineups out in a couple of minutes. Just want to say a massive thank you to Callum, early game in Australia. Thank you for the $7.99. He is buzzing for it as well. If is there anyone in particular you're thinking must start? Not I would like to see him or I hope he's fit, but is there anyone you're thinking this person must be the starting 11?
Let's differentiate. Okay, Skamaka I would like him to start. If Antonio is fit and on form, Skamaka doesn't need to start. Skamaka can come off the bench. However, if we got the old mummified Antonio who came onto the pitch all wrapped up and broken, then Skamaka needs to start. I would definitely suggest that if Dawson is fit, he needs to start, or at least half fit, he needs to start. I don't think Cornet needs to start because we are just deficient on the left. I didn't think we had enough attackers or enough players with attacking intent against Manchester City. I understand it was hard. It's difficult tactically to do something. I get that. But even David Moyes himself has said we're lacking with our attacking. So if that's the case, then put the new guy on. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I completely agree. Cornet is one that I think is an absolute must start for West Ham this afternoon. Just waiting for the club to tweet out the picture, the graphic. Come on, it's 1 o'clock. Get a move on here.
It is the biggest and best graphic on the internet that they're about to
Do you
tweet
know
out.
something? They're not sponsoring this video. I'm going on to the One Football app because they'll have it. Although
Yeah,
the club haven't tweeted out yet.
Mm.
They do have it. So this is through the One Football app because the club are behind. In goal for West Ham this afternoon is Lucas Fabianski, and we have a back four of Vladimir Sufal, Ben Johnson, Kurt Zuma, and Aaron Creswell. We have a midfield pairing of Declan Rice and Thomas Soucek with an attacking trio of Pablo Fornals, Saeed Benrahma, and Jared Bowen, with Michael Antonio up front. Now can you see why I'm pulling a face?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's. Where's it? I just don't know. I'd love to see. He just don't get it. Right? He just doesn't get it. I'm sorry. He needs to send out signals. He needs to send out messaging. I'd like him to try and match some of our excitement. He just doesn't get it. It's not just about getting new players in, right, for the club to make the club better. It's about getting new players in to give the team a lift and to give the fans a lift. Can he not tap in to the absolute desperation of the fan base? That we waited since last January to get some players in. Then we bought some players and we're still not bloody seeing them. Now, don't get me wrong. I still think that's a team that can beat Nottingham Forest. I really, really do. But give them something. There's people travelled up there today. Give them something to get behind. Honestly, he's so cautious. It does my head in sometimes.
I think the back five is what I expected to see. I've got no complaints about it. Did the previous show. By Soucek, fine, yep. It's the exclusion of Cornet I'm a bit disappointed by, because you look at that and you think, when I look at that, I think, right, okay, well, we're going to need Antonio to turn up and we're going to need Jan Bowen to turn up, because if they don't turn up, we're in trouble a little bit in terms of the creative sense, because I've got little faith in Pablo Fornals doing much, and I've got little faith in Saeed Benrahma doing much. And this goes through pre-season, right back to last season as well. Are they capable? Of course they are. Do you know something? Saeed Benrahma could go on and have a man of the match performance, and he bloody better, because we've got a signing sat on the bench waiting to nick his place. But it's about probability, and he's had plenty of opportunities so far to show what he can do, and he shows it in glimpses and spells. But I don't know. It just felt like a really good opportunity to put Maxwell Cornet in from the off on this one, on that left-hand side. Give us a bit of width. We know Michael Antonio is good in there. We know St. Maximum tore Nottingham Forest right-hand side a new one last week. So let's get Cornet out there, because Saeed Benrahma can do it, but he's not doing it. So let's get someone even more direct to give them something to think about. So it's a bit disappointing. There is a new signing element to it as well, but it's not just that. It's not like we're wanting an informed Benrahma or Fornals taken out to put the new signing in. But it's like you said with regards to Antonio, if we've got a fit and firing Antonio, we'll be okay. Scamacca doesn't have to start. But, I mean, he was patched up. David Moyes spoke in his press conference or he spoke on Thursday or whatever, about how Antonio's just back on the training pitch. He's had about a day or two's training this week, and that's it. So it's not great. But yeah, that's your West Ham starting 11. Would you like to see the bench, though?
Yeah, but just before I do, I don't know what. See, the thing is, this is why we need new signings. I don't know what David Moyes thinks he saw in the first game in pre-season or at the end of last season that makes him think that 11 can't be improved upon. I'm really gobsmacked at that. Actually, he speaks. His language is that of a man that understands that we need something new. That teams have sort of sussed us out to a large extent, and we need to try and do things differently. Yeah, his answer to that is to repeat exactly the same thing. That being said, I still think, as I say, I still think we beat them. But I really hope, if the messaging is not that, and I really hope the messaging is to a few of these players out there, you shouldn't be able to play like Soucek and Fornals did in the last game and play the next game. That shouldn't be able to happen, Geo. There should be some consequence for being absolutely crap.
Yeah, my frustration is similar to what you're just saying. We spoke about it in the player ratings after the Man City game, where Moyes said, after the Brighton game, you play like that, well, you're going to be out the door. Well, here we are, match day 2 of the Premier League, 2.5. Well, the transfer window opened on the 1st of July. Yes, we could have negotiated in June, but let's just stick to the facts here. 1st of July, this benefit the club. So the window's been open for 7 weeks now, and we're starting with the same team as we played against Brighton, pretty much man for man, really. Off the top of my head, I think we have a different centre-back playing alongside Kurt Zuma, but I think the rest of the team was that team that faced Brighton on the last game of the season that essentially bottled getting into the Europa League, and then consequently we heard our manager say they play like that, they're off. They're starting match day 2 of the Premier League, and what is quite an important game for us. The West Ham bench, let's go through that. You'd be pleased to know and relieved to know that Scamacca and Cornet are on the bench for West Ham this evening. We've got Ariel and Randolph. There is no Ogbonna and there is no Craig Dawson, no fit centre-back on the bench for West Ham this afternoon. Harrison Ashby is on there alongside Conor Coventry. We've also got Flynn Downs, Manuel Lanzini, Maxwell Cornet and Gianluca Scamacca. I mean, a strong bench, though. That is, dare I say it, a pretty decent bench minus the centre-back.
It is. And there is an argument to be said, let's keep it tight. But we know this group of players can defend that we got on the pitch. There's an argument that says, let's keep it tight. And then we can introduce these players as the game goes on. Well, I'll tell you what, I've got a second argument, which is why don't you put the attackers on from the start when you shut the crowd up and get an early lead.
I was going to say, you're playing into Forest's crowd's hand there.
Yeah,
they come out and see us sitting back 5 yards. They're going to think, oh, hello, let's push up 5 yards. Let's get the crowd clapping away and singing away, which they're going to be doing from the off anyway. So, but yeah, a decent bench. Let's move on to the Nottingham Forest starting 11. It is as expected. And when I say as expected, my opposition prediction on Patreon, 11 out of 11. Come on. It's a clean house for Geo over on Patreon this week. In goal is Dean Henderson with a back 3 of Waddle, Nikati and Scott McKenna. They've got Nico Williams, right wing back, with Toffolo, left wing back. A midfield pairing of Mangala and O'Brien. Jesse Lingard playing number 10 role with a front 2 of Owini and Brennan as Johnson. No excuses, right? Because I'll say this, if I can guess what Forest are going to do, I expect West Ham to guess what Forest are going to do. That is an expected lineup from the home team today. I did the... before Charlie comes on. Charlie does all that stuff you see down there, but I came on before Charlie came on and typed out the West Ham team, and I typed out that Nottingham Forest team. So I made Charlie's job easier today. All he had to do was click it. He didn't have to change anything. He had to do the bench, though. I didn't know that.
No. The thing is, a part of Moyes' reasoning for the defeat against Manchester City was he didn't know what he surprised them tactically. That was a surprise. He said, and they did pull out a couple of new tricks. It's fair to say Man City. He's had a week to look at Nottingham Forest. That is, as you say, a predicted and expected lineup, as predicted on Hammers Chat Patreon. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, and all the rest of it. So, and that may play a part in what the team he's put out. And by the way, let's just say I am looking at that, and I sort of immediately, because this is what I talk about messaging, this is what I talk about managing expectations. I think because when I look at that team that West Ham have put out, I'm expecting us to defend. We might not. That might not be the plan at all. We might well just go for it. We did against Man City. Let's be fair, straight from the off, we went for him straight away. So it might not be the case. But even the team we've got out now, it should be better than that Nottingham Forest team.
Yeah, I was going to say that because it feels like we're being quite downbeat at the minute. It's as far as team we expect. 8 new signings for Nottingham Forest in their starting 11 today. 8 new players. Only 3 of them players featured for them in the Championship last season. So big changes. And I mean, I would argue match day 2 of the Premier League is probably a good time to face Nottingham Forest. However, first home game at the Premier League in 23 years is probably not the right occasion to face Nottingham Forest. But they've got a good team there. I think they've got a top goalkeeper. Their back 3, I'll be honest with you, I think it's shaky. I'm not sure McKenna is a Premier League centre-back. I think Waddle might be caught out. I think he's going to take a little bit of time to get to grips to it. I think he's maybe a little bit slow for the Premier League. Struggled last weekend. Niakate, I think, is a good player, but he has an error in him. And then Toffolo, again, I'm not sure he's a Premier League left back. He might become one, certainly today. I don't think he is. I think there's going to be some teething problems for them. Now, he wasn't brought in as their first choice left wing back. Omar Richards was. He's out. This is their second choice left wing back playing there. O'Brien and Mangala, 2 really good signings. I think they've got some good players in there. It's the same with Nico Williams. We know who Lingard is. Brennan Johnson, fast, direct. Owini is a striker I really like as well. So I think our centre-backs could be in for a bit of a game today, actually. We need to get a grip of that centre of the pitch because Lingard will be trying to occupy that space. behind Souček and Rice, in front of Zuma and Johnson, who are going to be occupied by their strikers. So we're going to really need to keep an eye on Jesse Lingard here. I think that you could have made an argument that perhaps Flynn Down should have started alongside Souček and Rice so that he would just essentially not quite man-mark Lingard, but to some extent just take care of him and allow Rice and Souček to push forward. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful when attacking, because when I saw them play against Newcastle, Lingard was awful, but he didn't come back at all. He was happy just to walk back and linger in that little bit, waiting for them to pick up the ball. We've seen at West Ham, how often were we defending? We got the ball, 30-yard pass to Lingard, and he's turning, running out of defence, and we're breaking away in the counter-attack. That's what he wants to do. So that's my big concern. Right, let's take a look at the Forest bench for the sake of the show. In no order at all. Charlie's will be in order, though. We've got Sam Surridge. We've also got Wayne Hennessy, Alex Mighton, Steve Cook, Biakone, Lyle Taylor, Oliver Hammond, Cafu, and Loic Mbeso.
I've heard of Cafu.
yeah, they're really bringing in all the players at the minute. The 45
They are.
Get them in.
They don't care. They'll have old chunky Ronaldo.
Lyle Taylor. He was where was he? He was at Charlton previously. He was somewhere before that. He was sort of hot property, wasn't he? He refused to sign a contract. And then
that's right. Yeah, Bowyer. He had the thing with Bowyer, didn't he?
You know Steve Cook, Bournemouth centre back. You know,
I know lots of cooks.
Yeah. You know Wayne Hennessy.
Good old Wayne. Yeah, Wayne Hennessy, the goalkeeper. And I've only got one goalkeeper on the bench. What's going on?
And yeah, I mean, he needs to scrub up on his German history. But apart from that, I don't know the rest of them. Though Mighton, Mbu, I don't know who they are, but they'll have Cheku Kiate on the bench in no time.
What's his name again? Mighton. Okay.
Yeah, you remember. I know what you're taking note of that for. So there's your Nottingham Forest bench. Right, if you're joining us for the first time, there's over 1,000 of you watching live. So wow, first of all, thank you.
Thank you. Wow, I didn't notice that.
It generally motivates us. It gives us a little boost. So thank you very much. While you're here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also do drop a like on the video. If you want more Hammers Chat videos, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Hammers Chat. Links in the description below. And the best thing about joining up in August, it's £3.60. Join the supporters tier on a monthly basis, £3.60. Check out all the content. If you don't like it, get in touch with us at the end of the month. We'll give you a refund. We'll give you your money back because we believe we produce good content over there, hence the offer. And if you tuned into my opposition prediction, 11 out of 11 for the Nottingham Forest one. And we'll be kicking off tomorrow morning. We'll be live on Patreon with our player ratings discussing whatever happened in today's game. Now, for you newbies to Hammers Chat, what we're off to do is we head over to Bet365. We put on a little bet builder, slap a fiver on it. And if it wins, we give one of you guys the money. Hopefully, it'll be juicy odds. What are you fancying, Gonzo?
Do you know what? I'm fancying something surprising. I'm going all positive here. So I think there's going to be a goal from, let's pick somebody unlikely for a goal. Let's really boost those odds. I don't want to do Antonio because he might get broken, get taken off, and then Scamacca comes on.
For what it's worth, Jared Bowen's really good odds to score. 5-2 is good odds for Jared Bowen.
Do that one.
We've got to back us to win, West Ham to win, because we both fancy
it. Absolutely.
Do you think Jesse Lingard will have a shot on target?
No.
He's double your money, which is quite big odds for somebody.
Actually, no. He probably. I'm just being sort of vengeful, really, because I'm a bit annoyed.
Lingard's shot on target. Okay. And who are you fancying to get booked? I think we either go
Soufal.
The thing is, he's not really got a winger in that space. He's up against the left wing back Toffolo. I think Soufal should be in for really. I want to see. This is what I was going to say. Right, I'll say it now. I want Soufal pushing up the pitch and getting Jared Bowen in. So Jared Bowen should be playing as our second striker today. Get Soufal 10 yards down that line, get Bowen in field, and then double up on that left side of McKenna, Toffolo. And then get Antonio.
One of their centre backs, mate. If you think they're crap, one of their centre backs.
Waddle or McKenna. Who are you fancying? The left one or the right one?
Go with McKenna because I don't know who he is, and Waddle. I think Waddle's a good player.
Okay, that's good odds. It's 50-1. I was going to do Jesse Lingard at big odds to get booked, but we'll stick with McKenna.
Well, it was
200
was the other one.
£280. If this bet wins, we'll give one of you guys 280 quid. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
We mightn't win today.
We mightn't win today. Get that. Make sure you've got that Nottingham Forest player's name in there. We mightn't win today. And the bet is as follows. West Ham United to win. Jared Bourne to score any time in the game. Jesse Lingard to have 1 shot on target or more. And Scott McKenna to get booked. £280 cash to one of you guys tonight if that bet wins. Get entered into the live chat. Now, myself and Gonzo are going to have a quick discussion about what we think. Then we're going to turn to the live chat in 5 minutes and get what you think as well, while you're all getting entered into our potential bet giveaway. But before we do all that, yes, what are you pointing at?
I'm pointing. That's what you got to type. We mightn't win today.
You normally do that when you've got something to say. So I also
no. That was a point. It's that when I've got something to say. That was a point. There you go. Difference.
Right. I just wanted to say we've just got some thank yous to say. Callum Skipper, thank you very much for the $7.99 Aussie dollar. Says, let's get a big bet going tonight to give us something to get excited about. Well, there you go, Callum. We've done it. 280 smackaroonies. Don't know what that equates to in Aussie dollars, but probably quite a lot.
Smackaroonies.
Yes, 400 smackaroonies.
That's what it equates. That's translated.
Thank you to Paul. And you might have put a sticker or something. We can't see it on the software that we use, I'm afraid. But thank you very much for the $8.99. Chris Tidwell, thank you for your support as always. Big supporter of the channel is Chris. $10. He says, we'll have to impose our will early. Otherwise, Forrest will take this. Luckily, he didn't add an extra Y by mistake there.
Hey, don't impose your willy early. You definitely want to do that. That's one for later. Definitely for later.
Don't think you can... don't think I was going to win this game. And a massive thank you to Old Greg's Cream Baileys, which is just ridiculous. £45 super chat, which is mental. Firstly, thank you. Secondly, we'd rather you join Patreon to give us the money that way, but thank you very much. I appreciate it massively. He says, great job as always, lads. I would say get yourself drinks next time you're at the ground, but with these prices you might have to share one.
That's true. That'll get us off an orange juice, wouldn't it? Lovely. Thank you.
But Old Greg's Cream Baileys, thank you very much. Massively appreciate that. Right, Gonzo, what are you thinking?
Okay, so what's his name? I was about to say Geo, not Geo, the manager, David Moyes. He said the other day that you live or die by your signings, basically. And I understood what he was saying, but I don't think it's totally reflective because actually I think had you played the signings today, there would have been a certain amount of leeway. I think if Scamacca had taken a little while to get up and running, if Cornet a little bit up and running, I almost think that actually it will get a less forgiving appraisal for not playing the signings. Actually, because he's not played the signings, he's almost left himself nowhere to go in terms of the result. He actually has to win because there will be so much criticism on him for not playing the signings than he would have got if he played the signings, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I completely get that. What I will say, though, is we have better players than them. This is where, at this point in the season, though, having a team that was together completely, all 11 players were West Ham last season, 8 of the players that Forest weren't there, that has to be a massive advantage to us. If they come out looking like more of a team than we do today, there is a serious problem. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. That's not a prediction. That is a hypothetical worry. But we have to be able to use that in the best way to help us see us through this game. I've got to the point that I think today is such like a big occasion for kickstarting this season, for the feel-good factor for the players, for the fans. I think you have to take some things into consideration, like the ridiculous temperature that we're going to be playing in. So it's sort of, it's not a leveler, but it makes it a little bit more, there's too many things that make it a little bit more difficult today than it should be. No one half-fit senior centre-back. Kurt Zuma didn't look fit last week. He didn't look fit in the friendly. I can only assume he's still not 100%. That is a worry because, like I said, I rate Nottingham Forest's front two today. I think they're going to cause us bother. And I can recall Brentford, both games with their front two causing us all sorts of trouble. And we almost don't know how to handle a front two strike partnership. Most teams these days play with one striker. Now you can argue it's 3 with their wingers and stuff like that, but they essentially play with one central striker. But Forest are coming at us with 2. Jesse Lingard sat in between them 10 yards away. It's going to be difficult for us in there. And I think we are going to struggle with that pocket of space, if you like. That's my biggest worry. But we have better players. If all our players turn up, play 10 out of 10, we win the game today. Yep. It's just a case of if they turn up. And I guess the second question is, do you have confidence that those players will? And I already know your answer, given your disappointment with no Maxwell Cornet. But saying that, Gonzo, I feel like we've said this 15, 20 times already. I'm going to say it once more. A big game for Saeed Benrahma.
It's a big game for, yeah, it is. Not in the same way Antonio. You feel Antonio can fail and he will still, retain the faith of Moyes, which is right. He's got a lot of credit in the bank with David Moyes. He's carried the can in terms of our only striker for the past 18 months. Benrahma he has to do it now. He really has to do it. That being said, I do think there's another position for Benrahma, which Benrahma can also play, left or in the middle. But there's actually an awful lot of, I wouldn't even call it faith. I wouldn't say David Moyes has a lot of faith in Benrahma. But for him to pick him today, hope. That's right. He's put some hope in him today. I don't think he gets too many of these anymore. If he flatters to deceive, he's got to be direct. He's too slow on the ball. When I say too slow on the ball, he holds it up. He wants to take some time. He likes to kill the ball and stop it dead before then going on to do his stuff. It's not really how we play. If he can play on the fly today and basically get the ball and keep travelling with it and be direct and cut inside or get the early crossover and play in the way that Moyes probably wants him to play. That's not the player we bought, by the way, but it's up to Benrahma if he wants to play in this team to curtail his natural instincts and play a little bit more directly. Then fine. If he starts slowing it up, starts losing the ball, doesn't start beating his guys, and Cornet comes on and starts knocking it past people and doing direct running, then it's going to be very hard for Benrahma to get his place back in the team.
Right, you've heard from me, Gonzo. We're now going to turn to you guys, see what you are thinking. So in the live chat, get your thoughts in. It can be about the West Ham team, the West Ham bench today. It could be about the Nottingham Forest team, how you see the game going. What's your worries? What are you most confident of? No score predictions, just your thoughts around the game. We'll click on them, have a little read and see what you're saying. Firstly, a massive thank you to Phil, the go-to channel on Matchday. Phil, appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. We are aware there's plenty of competition out there, and massive thank you to the 1,164 of you that are currently watching live. It means a lot to us. But make sure you drop a like on the video.
Yeah,
Scott says, I get Antonio playing against his former club, but no Areola or Cornet or Downs. Just makes me wonder what some players have to do to be benched. See, that's a good way of coming at it. I suppose that's the way we're coming at it as well. It's not necessarily that Cornet deserves to start. It's more, does Benrahma deserve to start? Is the question here, isn't it? So,
I think we could give a little. I don't want to say too much because it's our player ratings thing, but when we do our player ratings the day after, let's be fair. Fornell's got a pretty damn low mark, and so did Souček. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and Benrahma didn't start last week, did he? So you could argue that he's coming in.
No, but that is the question. So okay, so I can play utter crap, and still keep my place in the team. And not that they would ever go and say, Gaffer, just how crap do I have to be for you to jettison me? They're not going to say that. But I do hope that those extra bodies, I say extra bodies on the bench, we don't have a full bench, do we?
No, and also we've got 2 keepers, so we've got 6 outfielders on the bench, and we can also make 5 subs. So
yeah, I mean it's like going to work on site without the full toolbox. It's not clever. We'll deal with that another time though. But I think those players being on the bench, talking to Cornet, Scamacca, hopefully Downs as well, will at least put some pressure on those players on the pitch. Because before they did know that Moyes would look at that bench and not be keen to bring anybody on. Now he will. He'll look at that bench. He'll want to bring Cornet on. He'll want to bring Scamacca on. He'll want to bring Lanzini on because he likes Lanzini. I just hope the real one for me is, firstly, I hope that Souček plays well, really, really well. I hope he scores a goal and plays brilliantly today. But if he is crap and he starts playing like he did last week, I hope that Moyes is ballsy enough to say, right, you're off. I'm going to put Downs or Coventry on.
Well, he did it against Man City. The 55th minute, he hauled off 2 players and put 2 players on, which is quite early for Moyes. And also, Downs will get a big chance on Thursday night because we've also got a European game and Declan suspended. So naturally, you would expect and hope, perhaps, that Downs will play alongside either Lanzini or Souček in midfield on Thursday. So he'll get his opportunity to shine. Rob thinks Lingard can do one and he hopes that Declan Rice puts him on his bum. Says that
well said, Rob. Hey, tell us what you really think.
I agree, Rob. Noble would do this. We discussed this this morning. Noble would. The cup game last season, Lingard played. Noble ran around kicking him. Took a yellow card at one point for hauling him down. He literally Noble went in, did a slide tackle, didn't quite make it. Lingard stayed up on his feet, so he sort of grabbed his shoulder and his shirt and just pulled him down and said, well, you're not going anywhere, mate. You do tough. Let's not read that one. Sorry, I just sometimes click on them. Right, let's have a little look. Johnny says that Moyes needs to stop thinking he's a tactical genius and play the strongest team possible from the start. This lineup doesn't make any sense. Mike says, with having playable subs now, I do think they will pick up their games so not to get subbed.
Yes, I hope so. I hope you're right, Mike.
Just
on the tactical one, Geo, just on the tactical one, this is going to be really interesting because obviously last game of last season, Graham Potter did him tactically, completely did him by Moyes' own admission in the last game against Man City. Pep, there's no shame in Pep Guardiola outdoing tactically, but even admitted, I was expecting him to do that thing with the fullbacks. He can't get outdone tactically today. I don't think you can have 3 games in a row and 3 separate managers doing you tactically.
That's what Shin says. Shin says, Moyes is telling Fanals, Ben Rama and Antonio, up your game. Look who's sat on the bench. Ironix says, Ben Rama needs to be given his fair share of playing in the middle. Jack is happy with Ben Rama starting. I think he'll be putting in a good effort to keep getting into the starting lineup.
I don't think his effort is beyond doubt. I think he puts in loads of effort. That's not my problem, Ben Rama. I don't think it's Moyes' problem with Ben Rama. I think it's his basically slows the attack down. I think he just needs to sharpen up a bit. And I'd like it. He got a chance against City, didn't he? Do you remember? He got a little chance. It just wasn't bang. I just think he just like Maddison hit it for Leicester against Arsenal. I think it's just got to hit it hard and be direct.
Positive perspective from Dylan. He says the last game Ben Rama started, he got 2 goals and an assist. He deserves a chance. This is, of course, go back to last season.
Yeah. I can't think what game, but yes.
I can't remember the game now. It was against someone really crap, though. We were in poor form at the minute. I remember. Who was it?
Someone will tell us.
I remember being away. I was away for it because you had to do the videos by yourself. And I remember being glued to my phone, worrying about what was going to happen. And then it came through. Ben Rama scored, and I thought, "Whoa, okay." And then he scored another one. I thought, "Whoa, hang on."
But then he got injured.
He got a penalty.
He was going to get a hat trick, but he got injured. Yeah.
No, he got a pen and didn't get to take it.
That's right.
And then because we're the LGB fans annoyed, saying, "Hang on a minute, greedy. Why not let him get his hat trick and stuff?" So that was
Norwich. Norwich. Norwich.
Bill says, doesn't matter how he's set up, Moyes knows what he is doing, although sometimes I have my doubts. Mick says, do we not have any young centre-backs good enough for the bench?
No. Sorry, I watched the under-21s. We're featuring them on Patreon. We're featuring the under-21s quite heavily this season. I watched the full game against Arsenal. I watched that. Actually, no, there's nobody here that is ready.
Was Baptiste not good? He played in that game.
No. Arsenal had 2 really, really good players. One of them, Marquinhos. The best players for West Ham. Ekwa was very good, by the way. But we'll discuss that another time. But no, I didn't think there was anyone ready to go in that first team.
Peter says if Cornet and Scamacca are ready to start according to Moyes, then why not start them or one at least? You know something? I had a feeling they wouldn't start as soon as Moyes said they're ready to start, because Moyes just says the opposite, doesn't he? Whatever team uses, Moyes says. So when Moyes says, yeah, they're ready to start, he's basically saying to Steve Cooper, I'm playing Scamacca and Cornet. Get ready for that, will you? I'm not going to play them. I'm going to play Antonio. You're going to get a trick when Ben Rama comes running out instead of Cornet. Moyes does like a bluff in the media. John says, we better win today after this starting 11. If Ben Rama doesn't give 100% and Antonio is anything below 100% fit, Moyes should hang his head in shame. I think the second part in particular is the worrying bit, isn't it? Because Antonio was strapped up last week, was clearly not fit. And by the sounds of it, he's only just gone back into training towards the back end of the week. If Ben Rama doesn't give 100%, that's on Saeed Ben Rama. If Antonio's not 100% fit, that's on David Moyes. Do you know what I mean?
He must have massive faith, Gio. He must have massive faith that they are, because I don't think he's left himself any wriggle room. To be fair, I was going to say in the press conference afterwards, I think nobody asks the tough questions in the press conference anyway, which would be the sort of things we'd be asking. But he's clearly very, very confident that they are fit, clearly very confident they can do a job. And Moyes will be confident in getting the win today. There's no doubt about that.
Rob said, I think not starting a new sign is more a case of ensuring team spirit remains good and shows a team that no one is being superseded, but more the fact that everyone will be involved.
Everyone's got to be involved. There's hardly any of them, I guess. So yeah, he's got to do that, hasn't
he? Dan says Johnson at centre back is a huge concern. Jamie says every game can be difficult, but you can make things easy for yourself, relying on Fernandez's pace or lack of. I'm hoping Moyes is trying some Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope tactic.
Yeah.
Dean says he's getting the vibes that we got when we played Leeds when they came back up. Reece said Said is in the middle of the park today. No excuses to not having a decent game. Callum said he's buzzing to have football back at an early time in Australia so they can watch it. Justin says it's very hard to judge players against Manchester City. I think Moyes has given everyone a second chance.
Probably
but I expect to see some subs in the second half. It's a fair comment, isn't it?
I think he's probably right there.
Max is disappointed. We've got no Kone. Scamacca as Antonio looked shattered last week. He looked broken.
Yeah, and shattered. Broken and shattered. A bit like me fruit bowl.
Right, I'm going to scroll quickly out just to speed it up a bit because I'm quite behind. I've got Charlie in the green room waiting to come on. Right, let me just skip to the bottom. Now it's time. Here's an interesting one. Mikey, I've seen a couple of people say this on Twitter. He'd rather Rice in at centre-back than Ben Johnson because obviously we've got the likes of Downs and Coventry that can then cover for Declan Rice.
Well, I think he probably will. At some point, I would not be surprised if that is an option at some point in the game. Like we saw it recently. I think that's probably the reason he's doing it. He knows he's got the safety net. He's got no centre backs on the bench. That's his first option, and then he's got two others he probably feels on the bench, which drop Cresswell back there, or even drop Souček back there. So Moyes would like more centre backs, but I think that is an option.
Matthew says you can argue new signings haven't had enough time with the main team to start. Makes sense to slowly edge them in, especially Scamacca. I agree with the Scamacca point. I think the Kone one's a bit different. He signed last Friday, so he's had more than a week at the club. I know Scamacca signed prior. Kone has had a pre-season.
Yeah,
he was in Burnley before. It's not like he's had to move too far. I think the Kone one's slightly different to the Scamacca one, but I do think that's applicable to Gianluca. The thing is, there couldn't have been much in it, but when Nottingham Forest signed Mangala, who starts today, there wasn't much. Maybe a few hours apart, maybe a day earlier at the most for Mangala joining Nottingham Forest because he came off the bench last week. He was signed in time to play that opening game. So he's only had an extra day or two on the training ground compared to Cornet. Yet he starts today, so we'll see how he gets on. And obviously, I already say Amadou Onana came on for Everton, but then scored an own goal. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Anyway, prediction time. Get your score prediction into the live chat, please. I just want to see a load of score predictions now. We'll see what you're all saying. But while you're here, make sure you drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel. Gonzo, final words for yourself. In the preview, you gave a 2-0 prediction. Are you sticking to that, or are you going to mix it up a bit?
Yeah, I think I'll mix it up a little bit. I'm still going to go with a win. I think it might be more like 3-1 now. I think they can score against us, but I think we do have a lot of options off the bench. I think we can certainly score against them. And this could be it's a really, really important game. It's easy. We get so excited. We get excited when we sign players. We want to see them play. Moyes doesn't. I just think that Moyes doesn't share the fans' excitement. He's looking at it as more of a pragmatic thing to bring in players to boost the squad. So I think you look at it and you get a little bit of a downer, but I think we're still a really, really good team. We've got 2 years of history showing, recent history showing we're a really, really good team. Nottingham Forest will not find it easy against us, and if they do, then clearly we'd ask questions. But I don't want to start preempting a loss now because I think we'll win. Yeah,
I think we'll win as well. Like I said, I think Forest will have a good season. I think Forest will stay up, but I just think we're better than them. I expect us to be hard to beat first and foremost. And if you're hard to beat, that gives you a really good chance to get something from the game. And, we speak about us not playing our new players because they're not settled in. Well, hang on a minute. Forest are literally starting 8 new signings, so you can't use that as an excuse for not starting Scamacca and Cornet, but then not apply it to having an advantage over the home team today. The ground will be rocking. It is important that we shut them up. Even if the first 5 minutes we just bore them to death, we just pass the ball as much as we can, do little fouls in their half. Just don't let them string some passes together, create a half chance or something. Don't let them get any corners. It's going to get the crowd on their feet. Just kill the game as quick as you can. Ideally with a goal, but even if you can't do that, it's difficult. But just control the tempo of it, slow it down, play at our pace. We are the established Premier League team here. We are the team with European football. We're the team that's on 100 with players on 100 grand a week. Plus, they've got one of them. I expect to see that show today. I want to see evidence that Moyes is a better manager than Steve Cooper. Yeah. I want evidence that we're a better team than Nottingham Forest. And if things do go wrong, I want to see decisive Dave. I think we've seen a bit of decisive Dave in the transfer window. I want to see decisive Dave during the match. We saw a little bit last week, but I think it's easier to do subs when you're losing to Man City, because it's when you got to go down Man City, the game's almost lost. Fine, you've got nothing to lose now. If you got to go down to Nottingham Forest, it's completely different. It's not really about. I think last week there was a vibe of let's just get Scamacca on the pitch for a run out. Antonio's injured. That's an easy sub. Let's see if Antonio's not injured today and we got to go down, how quick Scamacca comes on and stuff. I think it's an all different ball game. But I'm going to stick with my prediction of 2-1 West Ham. Now, before we carry on, Mr. Walsh, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, we are good. How are you feeling ahead of the game?
I'm all right, you know. I don't know. I think because I expected Dave Moyes to play the exact same lineup. So if there's even one change, I'm like, oh, hello, we're going a bit wild today, aren't we? So like I've been looking around, you know, Twitter and everything else, and the group chats. You know, everyone's quite angry and annoyed by the lineup and everything. But for me personally, do you know what? I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm feeling it a little bit. I think this team is good enough to beat Forest, and that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're going to do. And when Scamacca does eventually come on, when Cornet does eventually come on, it's going to be party time. It's going to be party time. You know?
How's Danny?
He's all right, bless him. He's all right. I did have a minor accident with him the other day. I forgot I had a very important business call and I forgot he was in the background. So that was a big problem for me.
Excellent. Did they recognise him? Did in a business call they say, is that Danny DeVito behind you in a West Ham shirt?
It was one of those ones, you know, like where, so they were all in one office and there was me and one other person remote on Zoom. And they were just, at the end, he just went, sorry, I have really been distracted by Danny DeVito the entire time. And I was like, oh, bollocks. I completely forgot. But, you know, listen, they need to know he represents. You know, and
he does. It's this is the only live internet YouTube West Ham show with Danny DeVito in it.
Okay, one man.
Anyway, before myself and Gonzo disappear, don't you go anywhere because Charlie's right through until the full-time whistle. He'll tell you where you can get a stream in a few minutes' time as well. He's helpful like that. Get interactive in the chat. Myself and Gonzo will be back at full-time. But before we disappear, a little bit of admin. First of all, you're interested in sponsoring this show. This show is sponsored by Stuart Morris. We'll tell you about him in just a minute. But the details are on the ticker banner there. Email us hammerschat@gmail.com. You can get your branding on the screen. You can get me telling people about your company. You can get Charlie telling people about your company as well as your link in the description, just like the Stuart Morris link is. Drop a like on the video while you're here. Subscribe if you're new to Hammer's Chat. Right, Gonzo, I shall see you at full time.
Oh, mate.
Charlie, enjoy the watch along, my friend.
Cheers. Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you, of course, Stuart Morris Accountants. Your accounting professionals based in Ilford. West Ham fan ran. That's why they hooked us up. Can you be asked to do maths? Because I can't. And that's why you should get them to do it for you. It's just a smart way of working. You know what I mean? They say the smart people delegate. And that's what you should be doing. Delegating to Stuart Morris Accountants to make sure that they can do the hard work for you. Because to be honest with you, it's an absolute waste of time otherwise. Don't be doing it. Don't be doing it. But as Gio said, hey, if you want to sponsor the show, link and everything in the description below. Everyone, let's get started on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you of a West Ham result today? Let me know. I would be excited to know. And while you do that, I will run through the teams very quickly, just in case you did not see them. Is that the button I'm supposed to be pressing? No, it's this one. There we go. Sometimes I get confused by my own buttons. West Ham line up as such. Fabianski in goal. Zuma, Kufau, I don't know why I read it in that order. Johnson and Cresswell in defense. Rice and Souček in midfield with Fornals, Benrahma, and Bowen in behind Antonio. I'm interested to see whether Pablo Fornals or Benrahma is out on the left-hand side. For some reason, I am convinced it will be Benrahma and it'll be a usual 4-2-3-1 style thing, but that is the West Ham lineup as such. And in Nottingham Forest, Henderson, Worrell, Mangala, Williams, Awini, I can never pronounce his name, Lingard, O'Brien, Toffolo, Niakate, Johnson, and McKenna. That is not in squad order. This is in squad order. Geo did, and I trust Geo. Let's have a look at some of these. 5, 7, 3 banana skin factors in play. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Lies. When you could see 2-1. Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that. 6, 8. We need a professional performance today. 5, going for a 4, 3, 4. 5-0, bloody hell. Sunnyverse is coming in with a strong thing early doors. You must be hot with that huge head of hair. I am incredibly warm. I've got a fan literally on a chair next to me, which is why my hair's going to be blowing all the time. Sometimes when I'm here and I'm editing, I'll tie it up. But I hate the way it looks tied up, to be fair. But I hate the way it looks like this as well. So, well, what can you do? 3, 1, 8. 8, Charlie. 8 for me, mate. Go 3-1. Boeing, Maxi, Skamaka to score. Love that. Love that. Just hope we get in their faces. That yeah, strongly agree. 7, 5, 4, 4, minus 100. Chris. 8, 5, 6, 4, 6.5, 6. Skits. Hope you're well, bro. Hope things are all good for you. 7.5, 4, City Ground going to be tough. 8, 10.1. Love that. 5, 4, 3, 1 Hammers. 5, 7, 6, 8, 4, 4. Like I said, I'm relatively confident. I can't lie. I'm relatively confident. Thank you very much, Chuck. My back is going to be very, very heavy. I'm relatively confident today. You look at the sort of lineup, and like I say, it is good enough to beat Nottingham Forest, and that's kind of the important thing. You know, as much as it's not what we all probably would have wanted to see, and if we were all in charge of the side, would we have picked this exact 11 here? Would we have picked that 11? No, I don't think we would have, right? That's fair to say. But in reality, I look at it and I think that is a team that is good enough to beat this team. This is a side who struggled against Newcastle. Not that Newcastle are a bad team, but they didn't really have much possession. They didn't really look like... Good to see you, Stu, by the way. If you haven't already subscribed to the Disabled Team, trust me, you should be doing that. They weren't a team that really stepped to them. They weren't a really team that did anything massive. And they've got a lot of new players. And that is always very difficult to... it's very difficult to bed in and make something happen with. It's always one of these things where, you know, we go back to Fulham, and I know when Geo interviewed the Forest fan on the channel, he spoke about Fulham and said, well, we had to do it. You know, if you know what was going on, we had to do it. And I'm not going to sit here and disagree and say they didn't have to do it, but realistically, it's just a lot. It's just a heck of a lot. You know, we have the most settled team. These 11 players have practically been playing together almost every minute of every football for the last season. And so realistically, I think that counts for a lot, and it's giving me quite a lot of confidence. Also, you have to remember it's their first home game in the Premier League since 1999, was it? Something like that. They're going to be under a lot of pressure to make something happen. They're probably going to try and be on the front foot, probably going to try and step to us, and that only plays into our hands more with a counter-attacking system. So I am relatively confident. I can't lie. Paul, very much not so, but me, I'm relatively confident. 7, love that. Love that. Mate, we're getting there. Let's go for a bit of sub bingo because we've got a strong bench today. If you're looking at it, right? You're saying we have Areola, Randolph, Ashby, Coventry, Downs, Lanzini, Cornet, and Skamaka. That's a strong bench with a lot more attackers than we're used to on the bench. 2 goalkeepers still, and no centre-back, which is always a problem. But in reality, a lot more attackers. So let's go with sub bingo. Sub bingo is, of course, the game where you predict when David Moyes will make his first substitution. And I'm interested to think who you think it will be. I will go 69 minutes. I was thinking before that Skamaka would come on maybe at half-time, gain some more fitness, get ready for starting. But seeing as David Moyes has told us he's actually ready to start, then I think it's not going to be half-time anymore. So I reckon I'll go 69 as per usual, back the beef. And I'll say Benrahma coming off for Lanzini. No, Benrahma for Cornet. 69 minutes. That's what I'm going to go with. But let me know what yours is in the comments. Jeffrey, good to see you, my friend. This lineup has me uninspired, but you inspire me. I'm trying. I do fully understand what you're saying. I can't act like I'm hyped about the lineup. But I fully understand it. Whereas I saw this as well. Astro, you're looking for a link to the game, my friends. There is a way you can find it. If you scroll down into the description below, there is a thing down there called Join Our Discord. If you click on that, you'll take us to your completely free to sign up West Ham Discord, but fans of all clubs are welcome. But more importantly, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, there's a bit called Stream Links, and you will find what you're looking for. Usually just before the game kicks off. Bit of info there. Just before the game kicks off is usually when it happens, but it will be there. But yeah, I'm relatively incompetent. But this team has been seriously poor since December, apart from a few games. Again, Ralph, I do not disagree with you at all. But I look at it and I say they're at least settled, which is something Forest aren't. Forest have had this team have barely had time to gel, and that is a problem for them. Look, it might come good for them today. It might all of a sudden happen and come good for them today, and they're rocking and they're rolling and everything's going well, and they're having a grand old time. I'm pretty confident we won't see that. I don't disagree with you. This team has been bad since December. I've been saying it a lot. But at least now we have the players. And I think, to be honest with you, Moyes saying they're ready to start, I think is a lie. So, yeah. But I fully understand what you're saying, to be fair. Peter backs you up as well. In the league, this team wasn't performing from the start of December. Yes. It's weird that when Antonio stopped scoring, we stopped playing well. It's like there's something connected there. 54 minutes, Cornet on 70 and Scamacca on 55. Ooh, an early Scamacca. Okay. I'd like it. An early one again with Paul. 55 Scamacca and Cornet to be deployed for the dub. A double on 55, Paul. It's very bold. Cornet for Pablo, 54 minutes. 61st minute. Cornet for Benny, 89 minutes. Chelsea's coming through with accuracy. You can't deny it. 57, 63.34. Love the accuracy, Tom. 65, Scamacca, 72. 63rd for Cornet and Ben Rama, Scamacca, and on for Ben Rama and Scamacca, on for Antonio. So my brain just froze up there. I couldn't handle a double sub. My brain, Lassie, just could not deal with that. I'll be taking that. 2 minutes, Scamacca for Fabianski once we're 3-0 down. HDU. Coming through with confidence. First sub 10 minutes after we go 2-0 down back for Antonio. Again, coming through with confidence, but not incorrect. 62 minutes, Scamacca for Antonio, Cornet, Ben Rama. 50 minutes for Antonio Scamacca. I think there's a lot of... The thing with the Scamacca sub in the last game is it was relatively early. And for me, it seemed a lot like that only happened because Antonio was hobbling, right? That only happened because Antonio was injured. I don't think he would have come on that early if it wasn't for that situation. Maybe David Moyes would have done it. Maybe David Moyes would have looked at it and said, this is a home game. Let's get the crowd going. It's difficult against Manchester City. Let's give them something. Maybe that's the vibe he was going for. I've got oat in my teeth. But I don't think it would have happened that early otherwise, which is why I was saying 69. But I would love to see him early. I think that's the thing, right? You look at the bench and you're saying, I would love to see Scamacca. I would love to see Cornet. And do you know what? There's a couple of people I would like to see on there. Ashby's not really got a chance, but I want to see him get game football because he's a youth player. Coventry, I think, has a legitimate chance. Honestly, I've been speaking to someone else about this. I think Coventry is ahead of the pecking order in Downs, to be honest with you. Just the way preseason works out and everything else, that's the way I think it's going to happen. So he might come on. Woody, Alan, good to see you, sir. Scamacca gave players and fans a lift last week before he even did anything. I don't understand Moyes' reluctance to put new players straight in. It's just the way he is, isn't it? It's just the way he is. It's just the way he is. Hopefully, like I said, check it just before kickoff, and hopefully you should get it. It's just he's always been like that. That's the reason I didn't expect anything. That's the reason I expected the exact same lineup, because we know what Moyes is like. He's stubborn. He's consistent. It's what he does. And so if he made even one change, which he did do, and it was Ben Rama of all people, then I was like, oh, okay, this is not what I expected. But whenever we sign people, I never expect them to come in. Never. It's even Areola. Even Areola, who was here last season, I'm like, he's not going to start. It's just not going to happen for a while. Disagree with him strongly on it, but there we go. It feels like our midfield hasn't been dynamite since Lingard left. On Lingard, right? new bingo. We had Skamaka bingo last week, and when he's going to come in, let's lob in a bit of cheeky. Let's go with Lingard bingo. When will Lingard get got? Now, what does get got mean? I don't know. You can be the judge on that. But when will Lingard get got? What minute? What minute if a Lingard gottage is what I want to know. Is what I want to know. You know? You hadn't. I did just do sub bingo, but, you know, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling. It's a problem. It's a problem. Yeah, we had the youth one and he's gone. He's off in it. He's gone Sunderland. So Baptista's significantly younger to some extent. So he's got time, but at the same time, not happening. Antonio's a muscly beast. He is a muscly beast. I agree. Very muscly. He has all of the muscles in the right places. What does that mean? I'm not even sure. Commentary will go just before the window closes. It is the West Ham way. Yeah, Pete, you're not wrong. I also said that. as much as I said that I think he's ahead of Downs in the thing, I also think he will go. I think it'll be on loan, but I do think it'll be like last week of the window, last couple of days of the window, it will happily. Crazy Cam, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Is there any way to get in contact with you guys? As I think there's something with my coursework. You guys could be a big help in. You don't mind. Yes, there's an email in the description below. hammerschat@gmail.com, I believe is what it is. That's probably the best way to do it. Because Geo checks that consistently. So I would have a gander right now. Super chat acknowledgement is a good touch. Listen, because let's be real about it. Callum twice, Paul, Chris, Old Bailey's Creamy Bay, Old Greg's Creamy Bailey's. Even I apologize, sir, for disgracing you like that. And Phil, they're the people. It keeps the channel going. It's a massive thing. We called it a full-time fund for a long time for a reason. It's a massive, massive important thing for us. And if we can shout them out, I'm trying to. This is going to change in the next couple of games. I don't know when I actually have time to do it, but it's going to be a slightly more obvious thing about it. But yeah, I think it's important. Personally, I think it's really important. Right, let's have a look at some of these. Let's have a look at some of the. I'm trying to look for Lingard bingo. That's what I want. Lingard murked within the first 5 minutes. Love that. Lingard scores first 10. Stressing me out, Alan. Stressing me out. Lingard get got. Yeah, when he'll get got. It's up to you what that means. But when he'll get got. I have got water. I have got a cup of tea, which isn't as good. But and at halftime I'll go get more. I'm staying safe, Stu. I'm staying safe. I need that. Trust me, I'm too warm to not be. Lingard gottage, 7th minute, 1st minute. Lingard got. Love that. Get got bingo. You know what I mean? Break his legs around half time. Very bold of you to say that. You know what I mean? It's a very bold prediction for a leg break. And it's very bold of you to think it will take till half time. For example, Kufal on 5 minutes. Crunch. Skamaka on at half time, give him a run out corner as well on for Benny. I would love that, Rob. And like I said, I was predicting that before David Moyes decided to say they were both ready to start. I am having to do that as well. I just haven't been asked to do it yet. I've been busy. So I'm like, that's an excuse for not doing it. But I need to do it. If we lose, pardon me, Ian. If we lose a centre-back who will come on, I would suspect Rice would go back to centre-back and you would see Downs or Commentary come on. That's the bet. Kufal just to be waiting around the corner of a tunnel with a bat. Kufal on Lings at 29 seconds. I'm not bitter, but I bet Lingard gets a double leg break in the first 5 minutes by Moyes. I'm not bitter, right? But I really couldn't care. But I know the vibe. Shiny TikTok armor. Listen. They probably won't because he's one of the few people who has like that sort of mercurial talent to just pick up the ball and do something with it, right? That's what they're relying on today. There we go. As Rebecca said, that's the one. Thank you very much, Rebecca. She's smart. Just whatever Rebecca says goes, everyone. I'm very clear on that right now. Does not have tape on his knees. Let's go. Right? I need to find a way of watching the game. That's the thing I need to do. I haven't got that up yet because I have, of course, in my holiday home. I say my holiday home. I'm, of course, in Mr. DeVito's holiday home in North Idaho today because the game is, of course, on Sky Sports. And if you are looking for a way to watch the game, where's the button that I need to press? I have so many things. There we go. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, there are ways you can do it. Scroll down into the description below and you'll find something there called Join Our Discord. It's completely free. Hammers Chat, West Ham community, but fans of all clubs are welcome. And I would highly recommend you click on the bit on the left-hand side called Stream Links, because it will have what you're looking for. If what you're looking for is match. But if you're looking to stay around, I would highly recommend it, because we will be here the entire time. We will be here the entire time this match is happening. And then, of course, halftime Geo will join and you can listen to someone who actually knows what I'm talking about. And in full time, it will be Geo and Gonzo back for the match review. So I would highly recommend, if you don't already, stick around, like the video, because that's massively useful for us. We aim for 300 every watch along, and I can't lie to you, we have flown today. We've got 300 before we've even flipping started the match. So I'm going to ask you, well, how far can we push it? 300 was the goal. We're at 368 already. How far can we get? How far can we push? 400 is now the goal, but can we get further than that? And then, of course, subscribe and then hit the the bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos. Because remember, we were the only West Ham channel last season to do a watch along for every single game. And so if you're looking for a way to keep up with the game, if you're not able to watch it, if you're looking for a way to find links consistently, then I would recommend you check out that button, because we're just always here doing our thing. The teams are getting ready to come out. I, of course, have a timer up here, which will say exactly what time I'm watching it at, because, of course, that's just how the internet works. These things are a bit dodgy. I'm sorry. That's how they go. Big 2 foot. Big 2 foot. What character would 2 foot Jesse Lingard first? I'm saying Lewis Sneddon. There are baby bells available, of course, Peter. If we get enough calls for the baby bells will come into effect. It is a baby bell show. There are baby bells on offer. I do have some in the fridge. Very important. Very important, in my opinion. There we go. That's all set up now. Honestly, Charlie, you've been in your holiday home since last season. What's happening, mate? Just vibing. Just vibing. It's because they've all been on Sky. So, what are you gonna do? Skits. What a legend. By the way, I know I said it before, but I hope you're well, bro. Yeah. I met Skits. Skits is a lovely man. I cannot describe to you how much of a lovely man Skits was when I met him. So, just putting it out there. Nottingham Forest fans are well up for this. It could be a positive, but it also could be a negative too. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they are super up for it, but I think that's going to put a little bit of pressure on them to really have a go for it. If they are looking to make a statement, this is a great game for them to make a statement on, right? Like, it's one of those games where have I got hang on a second. There we go. It's one of those ones where I feel like if they want to go for it, this is an excellent statement game for them. Coming in hot, beating a team who have European football, who had European football last season. It's a big scalp for them. If they can get a big dub, first home game back in the Premier League in all of this time, then that would be a grand old time for them, right? That would be a grand old time. However, if I'm being honest about it, if they're going to step to us, that's only going to play to our strengths. We know what we're going to do. We are going to play counter-attacking football. We are going to sit deep and then we're going to ping it forward, especially seeing as we've got Antonio and Bowen on the pitch. Now, if we were starting some other people, starting Skamaka, maybe it might be a little bit different, but we know exactly the type of formation, exactly the type of style we're going to play. And so if they step to us and try to give us a go, which they should do, then to be honest with you, well, that's what we do. Foe, my friend, I hope you're well. I hope you're having a grand old time. Good to see you, as per usual. Good to see you just in general. My brain is breaking. Lucky, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Checking at halftime. And hopefully we're in a happy mood. Exactly. Come back at halftime. If you are watching the game, then enjoy yourselves, everyone. Good luck. We're going to get a big dub today, but make sure to come back at halftime and discuss it with myself and Geo, primarily Geo, because I'll go to toilet and stuff. And then, of course, come back at full time when we have the when we'll have the old full time review. I'd highly recommend it. Have you seen the Away Contingent's Skamaka song today? I have not. I woke up about 5 minutes before the stream started. And I've not been looking around on Twitter for a while because it's been a lot. So I haven't really seen much. Kind of just out of the loop. We might win. Ryan's coming through. If you haven't already, hit that quickly. Get in the chat. Pop that in for a chance to win if the bet comes through. Don't know what the bet was. Wasn't listening. But, thank you. It's too much, Spooky Duke. It's just way too much. I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. Jake, maybe we'll have a conversation, but it's not the end of all, but maybe we'll have a conversation. DM me on Twitter. Rebecca can appreciate. She offered me something similar, and I turn it down consistently. So, Sean, that's what I was looking for. I just wanted to pull it back, just to let the boys know. They've been one of the best tag teams on the planet for years, and now they're getting the goddamn respect they deserve. Stephen, hope Dorset's treating you well. I hope it's slightly colder than it is here right now. I don't think it is, but still. The match is about to kick off, in which I'll ask you all for your last minute score predictions. Ladies and gentlemen, West Ham versus Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. City back in the Premier League for the first time in a stupid amount of years, and they are up against us. Jesse Lingard on the team. West Ham, you know the lineups. I'll put them on once more. Last minute score predictions. Give them to me as we are about to kick off. Ladies and gentlemen. And the teams take the knee, and there we go. West Ham United versus Nottingham Forest. Deploy the boys. Come on, you Irons. It's time to run two things real quick. Big dubs incoming. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions. 3-1, 2-1, 2-0, 2-0. Oh, I'm loving the confidence, boys. I'm loving the confidence. Solid. That's solid work. To be fair. 4-1 could be any result in this one. Pierre, I don't necessarily disagree, to be fair. If you haven't already, subscribe to Stu, the Sable team. They do really good work, lead style. And they have some good West Ham fans on there as well in Titch and CD. So I would highly recommend Kieran. I call him CD. So I would highly recommend you go and check it out. 3-1, 10-0. Love that. 1-0 Forest. We're back, people. Come on, foe. Let's go. Forest starting early, trying to get their way in, but West Ham just holding true. A lot of people in around the box. Declan Rice dropping in deep to help out, and Forest trying to get a bit of passing going. Can't make it happen. We're back. Come on. It's all moved. So if I missed yours, I apologize. 3-1, 2-0, 2-0 says LV. Forest. Bad feeling about this one. Listen, LV, we're going for it. We're gunning for it. It's happening. 2-1, 3-0. Although I can fully understand why you say it. 2-1 to the Hammers. 3-0. 1-0 Forest. I'm just hyped for it. Just hyped. 3-0, 3-1 Forest. 6-0. Bloody hell, Mark, please. 4-0 Forest. Hammers. 2-1, 1-1 with an electric atmosphere. We got to quieten that with an early goal. An early goal would be beautiful. And as Chippy Paul said, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Do you know what I mean? Give it a smash. We're only 4 away from 400 already. So go wild. Get in there, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the one I'm looking for? That's what we're looking for. Well, I'll keep the lamps on for a while. Forest trying to attack down the left-hand side. Good block in from Kurt Zuma. And it's going to be a corner for Nottingham Forest. The crowd's just risen by that, absolutely going ham. But if I'm being honest with you, big boys, come on. Got a lot of big men in there, although Zuma struggling. Zuma limping, never something you want to see. Hopefully it's just a brief knock from before. But still, 2-0. Hammers win, easy one. Love that. 100-0. Says Cactus Cake. Tasman coming through with a 3-0. Bowen, Corner, and Skamaka goals. What happened to the new players, says Adam? They're on a bench. Whipped in from the left-hand side. Nottingham Forest go for the header, but easily dealt with by Thomas Souček. The secondary shot from the Forest just blocked again, and now they are forced out to pass around. Pablo Fornals chasing them down. Is it Pablo Fornals? He's not starting today, is he? Oh, you know he is, isn't he? Why am I going mad? I've completely forgotten who's starting. It was Pablo Fornals. I got confused. It was number 8. Good block by Jared Bowen, but Toffolo still has the ball. Nice bit of control, playing it into the center of the park. But West Ham taking up those exact same positions we did against Manchester City with that sort of deep-lying defensive block. Everyone just clamped together, and Nottingham Forest aren't able to find their way in just yet. Jared Bowen goes down. No foul, says the referee, but an awful pass later. West Ham come away with the ball. It's a throw into West Ham down the right-hand side. Early start for Nottingham Forest coming at us, giving it a go. And I respect it, but we'll see how it goes. Why are we so close to throw-ins? Chris, we are the worst team at throw-ins I've ever seen. And we have been for years. I don't know why. We just always are flipping awful. 1-0 streaker runs on the field, scores a banger to put Ham's head. At this point, I'll take it. I cleared my cupboards and cooked movies. Again, disagree with you as per usual, but I hope you all, Scott. I hope you're having a grand old time. And cook a can of beans. Love that from you. Antonio does really well there to come around, but the ball to Sufal is... we'll go with lacking. It was nice control. Takes it around the Nottingham Forest defender. Tries to find a bit of space down that right hand side, which is interesting. Usually ends up on the left, so we'll see how that ends up playing out. But tries to take on the defender, does well, but then the through ball looking for the overlapping Sufal was just never happening. An equally awful throw in from Nottingham Forest, but Declan Rice gets completely caught and gives away, if I'm being honest, a stupid free kick right on the edge of the area. Appreciate it, bro. Hope you well. Hope you're having a grand old time. Declan Rice, the throw-in was awful from Nottingham Forest there on our right-hand side in a fairly good position, but Declan Rice was all over them instantaneously, and I felt like he should have quite easily at least come away with, maybe not with the possession, but at least just get the ball away sort of thing. But Nottingham Forest player just sort of powers through him and goes running off. Declan Rice then trying to catch up, trying to stop it from going forward, and gives away a free kick in a pretty good position. Williams is the one who's going to be standing over it for Nottingham Forest. Like I say, it's a free kick in a relatively good position. It'd have to be something special to score from there, but it's a good crossing position. He goes for goal, and it's way over. Way over. No fear. Zero miedo. Not happening, mate. Not happening. Williams steps up to it, and I was going to say it's one of those ones where it was a difficult enough angle and far enough away to where it would have been something quite spectacular to have scored from there. It was Enna Valencia versus Bournemouth, but slightly further away kind of vibes. And he just absolutely pelts it over the bar. 28 degrees with 3 shots straight in at 4 p.m. Struggling as well. Stress. Foul on West Ham there. Nottingham Forest doing well. They're going a lot of possession, but that's fine with us. That's sort of what we want them to do. I should also say to you all, before it goes ahead, if Nottingham Forest do score, especially if Lingard scores, okay, we're probably going to get some trolls. I can't lie to you. It's probably going to happen. And what I would say to you is just try to ignore them as best you can, and I'll deal with them directly. All right. I'll give them a chance, like I always do. Any troll that comes in, I give them a chance. For example, Mark, I appreciate you love a bit of Man U. And I appreciate that, but just chill out. I'll give him a chance, and then if they continue to troll, then I'll end it, all right? But I'm just warning you now, if Lingard does happen to score today, specifically Lingard, there will probably be some Nottingham Forest trolls rocking up, all right? Just letting you know in advance. Antonio with a good opportunity, wins a free kick in a better position than they had. Just a big old hoof up field. We're going very Sam Allardyce with that one from a kickoff from, goal kick from Lucas Fabianski, just punts it up the field, and Mikel Antonio gets the control down, turns, but Toffolo, I think it was, just bundles Antonio over, and it's a free kick in a very, very good position. Cresswell, Ben Rama, both standing over it. Ben Rama scored a free kick in pre-season from a not dissimilar position. It was maybe a bit more on the other side, I think, but distance-wise was relatively the same, so he could have a go for it. Cresswell, maybe with a swinger towards the top corner. It's slightly to the right-hand side of the D, about 25 yards out-ish, maybe, something like that. I don't know. I'm not good at yards. I can't lie to you. But they're both standing over it. Cresswell's looking at it as if he is going to take it. He does. He hits it. Oh, it's not bad, but it's not on target. It was a lot closer. That one wasn't a big old punt like the last one. Big, it's good territory. He was looking for that sort of left-hand top corner, the Payet against Palace corner, if you want to talk about it in that sense, but couldn't quite get it dipped in. But it wasn't a bad free kick. A little bit of a rangefinder there for Cresswell. Tell you what, Nottingham Forest are going physical with Mikel Antonio today, which is probably the correct thing to do. Every time the ball gets in and around there, every time he gets the ball, they're just coming and bouncing off him. Of course, former Nottingham Forest player, didn't know how he plays. They're getting into good positions again there. Lingard and Rice is going to pick up an early doors yellow for Declan Rice. Not surprising. He's trying to come back. Jesse Lingard has the ball. He's flying forward. He's never really getting ahead of him, but they're sort of just pulling and tugging on each other, and Declan Rice behind just gives him a double tug. Jesse goes down. Declan Rice already on a sort of warning from the previous free kick given away in that position. Now he's already on a yellow card, which is bad news for us because I suspect he's been told to just stay on Jesse Lingard. I suspect he's been told that's his job today. And so the fact he's already on a yellow is an excellent opportunity for Nottingham Forest. Free kick is quite far away. That's one thing I will say, is at least it wasn't right next to the area or anything. Again, it's going to take something pretty spectacular from this sort of range to score from it. Jesse Lingard is there, but you would suspect it would be Williams again. Williams is standing over it, placed it down as if he's the one who's going to take it. Like I say, Jesse Lingard is standing about. No, he's left now. It is going to be Williams, who tries to just loft it towards the back post this time. Headed down, but Nottingham Forest pick up the ball again in the area. Played back out, lofted back in. Header, flipping it. I don't know if that was Fabianski or the bar. I don't know which one, but it was flipping close from Nottingham Forest. They lofted the ball back into the box. The initial free kick was drifted in towards that back post. It was sort of awkwardly dealt with between Zuma and Johnson, but at least dealt with. But the ball comes whipped back in a sort of lofted thing, a lofted pass. And then I'm not sure who it was from Nottingham Forest gets their head on it. It was a looper. It was a soft one. There was no pace on it. So it was near Kate who gets the head on it. Poured away, but it did come very close. Williams plays in the the next corner. Played away from West Ham. They still have the ball, Nottingham Forest, trying to make it happen. Ben Rama working well. Again, I think he's playing at the left. It played in, headed away, header again. Fabianski collects it. It was going wide, but again, they're finding a bit of space and joy. Nottingham Forest, you can't say they aren't. And that usual sort of crossing thing from us, usually we're quite happy to allow teams to get into those positions to cross and try and cross it in. But they're doing pretty well. We don't seem to be dealing with that all too well. I don't know if that's just because there was enough people in the box at that moment with Souček and everything from the corner, but it was a bit awkward. I did see a lot of fake money on the floor when he went for the corner, with West Ham fans throwing it at Jesse Lingard. Action area so far in the first 10 minutes has been 40% in our half, in our third, 38% in the middle of the park, 22 in theirs, which shows you just how sort of counter-attacking we've been going. Bowen charging down the right-hand side, trying to make it happen, wins a throw-in a very good position. Right, I'm looking at the chat again, and I'll just say this. I don't know who you're arguing with, Mark. I don't know who you're arguing with, but both of you just chill out. I think you said someone called Alex. I don't know who it is. I haven't seen any of it. But I'll just say this. Chill out, okay? Alex Chapman's here all the time. Alex Chapman seems a relatively good dude. Now, I'm not saying I won't time you both out, because I will. But just chill, bro. Just chill. Okay, there is no need to be stressed. No stress is necessary, all right? Free kick to Forest again on Kurt Zouma that time. To an extent, but to be honest with you, we are just fouling. We are just fouling. I don't disagree, but, we are just fouling. Forest playing it around at the back to Dean Henderson, who then punts it clear. Zouma with an awkward header down, and Soufal just sort of slices his pass across the field. And Williams picks up the ball on the right-hand side, puts in an inviting ball and another header. And I tell you what, Awani, or however I pronounce his name, I've never been able to. It's not a bad opportunity again. It would have been something, again, to get that header in from that sort of angle. It would have been difficult. An early cross, Aaron Cresswell sort of level of crossing from the early part of the pitch, just as you enter that final third, whipped in. But he is just outdoing Zouma in the air. I tell you what, in the air, we do not look comfortable today. And I don't know why. We look really uncomfortable, which isn't usually what we do. Correct decision, GP. Correct decision. Mark Smith. I can't pronounce your other bit. I apologize. So I didn't want to insult you. So Mark, I'm going to ask you a question. Are Pringles crisps I want you to say Pringles are crisps or Pringles are not crisps. That's all I need from you. That's all I need from you. Good to see you, Mr. Paju, of course, my mentor, my guru. It happens, mate. It happens. Williams going through. Oh, that was a really nice attempt by Williams again for the early passing and early crossing. I tell you what, that's quite smart from Forest. I don't know if he does this usually. I've not really watched enough of Forest, right? But this early crossing, these early balls coming in from deep are actually really effective. That's not giving us the time and space to compress, to get into these positions. And I'll tell you what, his passing range is looking really nice. That pass there, just try to just sort of curve it just into that area, and you know, it came close. If AOI, I don't know, was able to get on the end of that, it would have been a good situation. I'm now marking AR, Chris. Pringles crisps, fact. Thank you, Jack. Our free kick on the other end, however, was not good. Jared Bowen standing over the ball, plays it back into Pablo Fornals, who again I do think is in the center, and Ben Rama on the left. I'm not entirely certain, but that seems to be what's happened. Declan Rice with a good interception there. Lays it short, but Souček picks up the ball out to Ben Rama on this left-hand side. Cresswell's there on the overlap. He plays it inwards to Rice, who's going to look to shape to take a swinger. Instead, plays it to Fornals, who whips it tries to sort of loft it into a decent area. Can't quite make it work. It's bouncing around just outside the area. West Ham maintain possession of the ball. Ben Rama again cuts inside, looking to try and shape for a shot. Does save Henderson. Oh, it was very, very close out of nowhere. Very, very close. Whipped in from Pablo. It's typical Ben Rama shooting position. Does well to get in wedge. Takes a shot. That's what he wants to do. It's just manages to bend it in. It was going towards goal. It's well saved by Henderson, but Thomas Souček at the far post, just trying to get into that in and around right space, right time. That thing he's done so well for years and couldn't quite manage to bundle it in, but it was incredibly close. Soufal back out to Jared Bowen on this right-hand side, looking to try and play it in again. Awful cross. Just across the floor, and the Akate clears it away. Okay, bit better from us. Bit better, trying to make something happen. Mark, I'm not seeing much Pringle chat, my friend. I'm not seeing much Pringle chat, Mark. I'm seeing a lot of Manchester United / Manchester City talk from you, and whatever. I can appreciate that is your little argument or whatever, but I'm not seeing much Pringle chat, sir. I'm just saying. West Ham win a free kick in a fairly sort of midfieldy area. Declan Rice steps up to take it. Very close there from West Ham. Just a sort of situation where, you know, goes one way, goes the other. Could have done either. Wasn't designed by that, but Thomas Souček just getting in the right place at the right time, as is designed. West Ham offside. You know. Bowen has been bad. Worst of our front four so far. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that, to be honest. I'd probably agree with that. It's early. I don't want to give him too much stick right now. He was obviously poor last week, I felt like. And I feel like he's not having a great time against them. Frostfire edits. Let's go. Let's go, Frostfire. I have to agree with you because you're my guru, but at the same time, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it at all. Nottingham Forest passing around. They've been the better team. You have to admit they have been the better team today. Big ball forward again, trying to get into that space. I tell you what, how do we pronounce his name? I feel like I'm going to need to know it. Awani? I can't pronounce it. I don't know how to do it. Someone tell their striker, the one that's spelled AWONIYI. That guy. How do you pronounce his name? How do you pronounce his name? I feel like I'm not going to lie. I need to know. Also, the commentator just called Cresswell Crosswell. as a sort of banter thing. I tell you what, this game is very bitty. There's a lot of strong challenges going in. The referee has, tried to. Bowen just loses out so easily, and Thomas Tuchel has to come and stop it, and it's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest. I tell you what, Bowen is just losing out so easily. So easily. Just Awo I Oni. Awo I Oni. Awo. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to save that and then I can say it before. Awo Ioni. Awo Ioni. Okay, Mark, look, here's the thing, Mark. I gave you the chance with the Pringles conversation. Okay? I gave you that opportunity. I'm going to give you one more chance because you are just causing issues. I'm going to give you one last chance. Everyone in the chat wants me to get rid of you, but I'm going to give you one last chance. And if you answer this question correct, then I won't time you out. If you answer it incorrectly, I'm timing you out. Oh, put in from Jesse Lingard and no one can quite get on the end of it. The question is, Mark, what are West Ham? That's all. What are West Ham? That's all I need to know. If you answer it correctly, I want you to say West Ham is. If you answer it correctly, you can stay. If you answer it incorrectly, A1E. 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 This is like when I try to learn Japanese wrestlers. I just can't do it. Cresswell down the left-hand side finds Ben Rama. Again, this isn't the sort of position you want Ben Rama in, but it's not the worst crossing. It's over here, weak foot, but over to Sofal, who tries to put it in, deflects upwards. Michael Antonio and Toto. It's going to be corners West Ham. Corners West Ham on the right-hand side. Not the sort of position you want to see Ben Rama in. You want to see him a little bit more central, picking up the ball a bit deeper so he can take it and run centrally, like with the best opportunity we've had today. That's the sort of thing you want, whereas there, we're finding him in way too an advanced position and he's just going to be forced to cross, which is just not his thing. So, Here we go. Here comes the cross in from the right-hand side, looking for Kurt Zouma at the back, but Dean Henderson comes out strongly and palms it away. West Ham win a throw in on the left-hand side by the left-hand corner flag now. Wasn't a bad cross in. Bit deep, was looking purely for Kurt Zouma, and Dean Henderson, to be fair, dealt with that well. We need to corner Scamacca on. I'm very confident it will happen. Very confident. I don't know when, but I am very confident it will happen. The resulting throw-in, as per usual, goes quite badly for West Ham, and Nottingham Forest come away with the ball. They've broken quite well, and these deep through balls have been really effective against us. Brennan Johnson picks up the ball 1-1 against Kurt Zouma, does really nicely to try and just flick the ball in with the outside of his boot into the path of A1E, into their striker. But it doesn't quite work out for them. Collected strongly by Fabianski, and West Ham could come away with the ball. But those early passes, those early deep passes have been doing really, really well for Nottingham Forest, just causing all kinds of problems, finding all kinds of space. Thomas Souček striding forward, plays out to Jarrod Bowen on the right. Oh, it's Sofal, sorry, not Jarrod Bowen. Did think he was standing a bit weirdly. Back to Souček and then to Bowen. West Ham playing it around on this right-hand side, just getting forced back. Now Harriet Toffolo wins the ball back, and now Nottingham Forest can counter-attack. It's just poor from West Ham. Sufal miles forward again. They're trying to play that early ball in. That cross that time straight into the hands of Fabianski. Nowhere even near. It's actually I1E. 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 I'm gonna go with I1E. I'm gonna go with A1. It's just a mess. I'm terrible at this. I'm so bad at it. I should have looked it up before the stream. I don't know why I didn't. West Ham trying to pass it around a little bit. That's a nice, solid challenge from the Nottingham Forest defender. I can appreciate a 2 foot. That was just a no-nonsense tackle. Just a no-nonsense tackle. IG, hope you're well. Hope you're having a grand old time. Let me mute my work group chat because I keep hearing it and freaking out and realizing it's just work. It's fine. It's not important. Not important now. Just go with Craig Dawson. Fair, very fair, very fair. Is Lingard playing well? However, the West Ham fans have not been reacting well. They were also throwing lots of fake money at him. Has he played well? He's played all right. He's played okay. He got Declan Rice a yellow card, so you've got to say in that sense he's done pretty well. Big long ball from West Ham there, trying to do a Nottingham Forest and get in behind. Jared Bowen does well to maintain it under pressure. Dribbles in a sort of massive circle like a barge trying to turn in the Suez Canal, down the left-hand side. Ben Rama picks it up. Again, he's going to want to try and do something with it. Can't. Plays it back to Cresswell. Plays it in. Header. On target. On target. Mark, my friend, I gave you a chance. I really wanted you to stay. Unfortunately, West Ham is not knob. They are massive. Goodbye, Mark. I tried, bro. I gave it my best. Unfortunately, that's where it ends for us today. Unfortunately, that's where it ends for us today. Drinks break. And probably all right for us. I mean, look, the last sort of 5 minutes of that, maybe we've grown into it a little bit. The first 20 minutes or so was a harrowing experience. They were all over us. And when they were on top, they were really on top and causing us problems. Their crossing in was really nice. It's something that we usually deal with relatively well. But in the air, they've just been absolutely dominating us. But the other thing they've been doing is those through balls, that balls from deep. They've been getting to about the final third and then just sort of pinging it in. Williams' balls, passing ranges looked really good today. He's been putting it into really good positions. And A1E has been getting on the end of quite a lot. So they've been pretty good, Nottingham Forest. This is a good performance from them so far. But like I say, we have sort of gotten a little bit better of those last 5 minutes. Jared Bowen being notably quite poor again, I feel like, although again, the last 5 minutes at least started to do little bits and pieces. I'm still relatively confident because if that's the best they've got, we've sort of weathered that storm to some extent, but you can't act like there isn't a significant chance of them getting something here. There is a lot going on there where defensively we just aren't what we usually would be at all, if we're being honest. Usually would be at all. How many Red Bulls is too many Red Bulls? Well, I've never drunk a Red Bull, so I can imagine for me one would be one, but I don't know. Depends. What's the space between them? So I can't find it. I was scrolling up to try and find the shout out to Peach, of course. Forever with us. Time to run 2 things and all that. What a boy. Goes with that. Did you see Franks get the notice board out yesterday at the drinks break? Proper funny. I did not. Did not, but I respect it. The only football I've seen all weekend is I saw the last 10 minutes of the Man United Brentford game, and then that's it. And then their coverage of it, and that's all I saw. Cresswell lays it short to Ben Rama, and Thomas. No, that's Jared Bowen losing out again. Jesse Lingard trying to flick it around, does well, and Williams just tries to punt it. And again, what's happening here is every time Williams gets the ball, A1A is just going, and he knows he's going, and he's just like, I know where he's going to be. I'm just pinging it in his direction. Again, because the thing is, the faster you break against us, the better, because we won't have time to congeal defensively. We won't have time to hook in together, you know what I mean? And so the faster you do it against us, the much better you are. And that's exactly what they're doing. They are not afraid to get the ball to Williams, who's just going to play some big balls for Dean Henson there, punting it in a large manner all the way to Fabianski. But there was a moment there where Brennan Johnson looked like he could maybe get round the back of Ben Johnson, who's playing the left centre-back role today. Concerning, probably not playing as well as against City, you would say, but at the same time, again, he's playing out of position, so I'm not expecting too much from him. Jared Bowen with a hospital pass to Thomas Souček there. As Nottingham Forest regain possession of the ball. I have not. It's going to happen on stream. Whether it's on my channel or whether it's on here, I don't know yet. I was going to do it during I was going to do it during preseason friendly, but it didn't end up happening in the end. So we'll see. We'll see. Played out wide. Nottingham Forest trying to get the ball into space. Jesse Lingard getting roundly booed from the away fans. Played into Brennan Johnson. Well, hits it, but straight into the hands of Fabianski. It would have been something good to go from there, but he just couldn't quite get the bend and dip or anything on it. Ends up being pretty accurately at the feet of not at the feet, at the hands of Fabianski. He doesn't have to go too hard for it, but Jesse Lingard does well to find it. A bit concerned about Declan Rice. I think he's been told specifically to keep an eye on Jesse Lingard. He seems to be the person who's up with him most often. But of course, he picked up a yellow card from Jesse Lingard early doors. And at that stage, Jesse Lingard was just standing still and Declan Rice was just standing there stopping him. Now, that's not to say you can't stop him when on a yellow. Of course you can. But realistically, it's going to be significantly different. Soufal going for a shot, West Ham just being completely wasteful there. Getting into a good position and Soufal goes for a shot, who thought for some reason he was going to score for the first time in his life. And instead, it's an awful hit and it's dragged completely wide. No accuracy, no power, no nothing. Should have just passed. But yeah, I'm a bit concerned with that. That's not to say you can't defend well when you are on a yellow card. You can. You just have to be a bit more step-offish. And with Jesse Lingard, that's a scary prospect. But he's playing more of a playmaker role so far today. He's not really getting in and around shooting areas. So it helps. I mean, it could be just because Declan Rice is on top of him, to be fair. It was completely wasteful. It was. Needs better decision making. I strongly agree. Tickets are just too expensive in general. I can't. This is a big bugbear of mine. Bonus, but yeah, I'm also fighting. Yeah, it's just bad, isn't it? It's just bad, isn't it? No, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a massive problem. We look stale. We still lack the creative spark. You boys need to come on at halftime to give the team and fans a lift. Switch to Soufal and Johnson. I did often think that Soufal might work better as a centre-back than Johnson, but I mean, Johnson's done okay. It's not like he's playing poorly today. He's just been okay. I think against City, he was pretty good, but I think we're struggling in general today. Pablo Fornals plays it in towards Souček, looking for the 1-2. Antonio, this is a nice opportunity for West Ham, but a free kick has been called. Thomas Souček disagrees, but there was a moment there where it looked like we almost were in. It looked like we were almost in. A 1-2 with Antonio and Souček, and Antonio's 2 was all over the shop. And to be fair, Thomas Souček does bundle over the defender who was holding it off just to get the ball to Dean Henderson's feet. Does completely and utterly bundle him over, but still close. Pablo Fornals again, good position. It's just maybe should have played it out towards Bowen there, although I don't blame him today not doing it, but he probably should have. Ben Rama on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, picking up the ball. Williams does well, but Ben Rama manages to get around him, lays it short nicely to Pablo Fornals, shapes for a shoot, instead lays it off to Soufal, who, again, if it was anyone else running onto it, I might have been a bit more excited, but now Nottingham Forest can come flying away. Jesse Lingard plays it through to A1E. I think he might have been offside. Fabianski does very well. I tell you what, I don't know if he was offside, but Fabianski did really well. One-on-one with A1E, who's having a very nice game. He's enjoying his game today. You can appreciate that he thinks he's probably going to score the way the game's going. But again, Declan Rice maybe just doesn't commit, maybe because he's on a yellow. I don't know. But Jesse Lingard, yeah, he's a mile offside. But Fabianski, he doesn't know that. He has to come out and with his feet just hits it perfectly into A1E, who hits it out for a goal kick. So even if it wasn't that, it was beautifully done by Fabianski. Really good goalkeeping. The exact right thing to do in that scenario as well. David Moyes is screaming at something for some reason. Kevin Nolan's just having a conversation with a fourth official, just being like, it's all right, it's okay. It's very impressive. It's very impressive. It's very impressive. I mean, like, again, Fornals could have shot there, but Fornals isn't exactly a finisher. But he could have shot there. Instead, he chose to lay it off. And again, if it was anyone else but Soufal, I would have been very excited. We do have just a critical lack just an absolute dearth of people who will just have a pop. And I think, to be fair, that's more David Moyes just telling him not to shoot more than anything else. But that's one of the things about Ben Rama is he can actually find the ball outside the area and have a shot and it be on target. There's not many other players in our squad who can actually do that. Mark, I'm tempted to keep you just because you bust it out. Eric, can we just all... I'm tempted to keep you, Mark. I can't lie about it. It's such a bold maneuver on your half. It's such a bold maneuver. Nottingham Forest offside again. What do I do? Because it's quite funny. That was quite funny. No, I'm going to ban you because you are a prick. You're gone now. See you later. Goodbye. But it was quite fun. I'm sorry, Mark. Mark, I really did try to keep you around. I gave you time after time. I asked you about Pringles. And if you said Pringles were crisps, I was going to say, I'm sorry, everyone. Mark has to stay. I said, what were West Ham? And if you said West Ham were massive, I was going to say to everyone, sorry, Mark has to say. And you did give it one last swing out the park. And it was quite fun. I did enjoy it. As a bird, I liked it. I did enjoy it. But unfortunately, you're a dickhead, so get out of it. But Mark, I tried. I gave you many chances. Oh, what a banger, though. What a banger, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, goal kick, big boot up the field. Nottingham Forest instantly win the ball back. Colour me shocked. Kurt Zuma completely out of position, almost wins it back, but doesn't. Jesse Lingard trying to find Brennan Johnson, can't quite manage it. And West Ham here with a decent opportunity. Time to get forward. Pablo Fornals out to that left-hand side with Cresswell. But again, that three at the back just seems to just be stopping us a little bit. Ben Rama in a good position here, sort of where he wants it to be. Oh, there was a moment there. It's it. Oh, Bowen. I couldn't tell what happened there. I also not entirely certain what that noise was. But Ben Rama, it looked like he'd done whoever their centre-back was. I'm not sure. I think it was Joe Worrell. He was stepping up to him, and he looks like he turned him inside out. Worrell goes down, but unfortunately, Ben Rama just was a little bit the wrong way. He turns around and pings in a really dangerous ball, and it's one of those difficult ones where it comes at Bowen way too fast. I'm not going to blame him for not being able to adjust or failing with that one at all, but it hits him in the stomach and just sort of dribbles out, and it's a problem. It's a problem because there's just no way he could have done it. But it was a nice opportunity. Again, we're getting a bit better. But that three at the back, those wing backs are really causing us just. Thomas Souček, poor pass out to Pablo Fornals, go straight out for a friend. It's one of those ones where the wing backs are dealing with us relatively well. They're sort of being given the job of dealing with the sort of Cresswell, Soufal situation, which they are relatively well, especially Williams is doing pretty well in that regard. And then their centre backs are sort of dealing with whatever is left. Because to be honest with you, you either our fullbacks do something or we don't, pretty much most games. So, we move. Replace Bowen with Antonio, put Scamacca up front. Benny growing into the game, playing well. Yeah, I agree. Lingard should have went West Ham. It is what it is. No, I disagree with Fornals off. He'd done all right, made a few mistakes, some good forward passes as well. Ben Rama's creating nothing from nothing. Fornals plays it out wide to Soufal. He has Bowen just ahead of him, who he finds on the right-hand side, just trying to find crossing positions. It's one of those ones again today where if you can't get crosses in, we look a bit toothless and lost, and it is sort of happening again. Fornals trying a 1-2 with Bowen. Bowen's pass wasn't great, and Fornals ends up getting bundled over, and it's going to be a throw into Nottingham Forest. I don't do fantasy football. I'm terrible at it because I just forget. And I'm very lazy. So I don't do fantasy football. So I'm just going to say great. I hope to see you there. Thursday night. Thursday's when the season starts, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. I disagree. It's a bit of a mess today. It's just too much. It's too long. I'm so warm. But I appreciate it, Jeffrey. Thank you. Sufal to take a throw in down the right-hand side. Oh, we found someone, but we instantly lost the ball. Well, it was fun for a second. Pablo Fornals, Ben Rama in a more central position. He has Cresswell out wide. Williams comes across to stop him, but Ben Rama in a good position, goes for a shot. Deflects. Antonio's there. Whoa. Close. Close again. Not quite. Aaron Cresswell plays the ball into Saeed Ben Rama, who again just looking to take those shots, something no one else does. Outside the area, 2-touch, gets it out of his feet, hits it, deflects off one of the Nottingham Forest players, and so close. It ends up landing sort of at the feet of Mikel Antonio, who hooks it towards Jared Bowen, who can't quite get there. If Jared Bowen gets there, that is 1-0 West Ham. Doesn't quite manage it. It ends up going out for a goal kick, but we've been better as the half has gone on. We can't say that. We can't deny that. We have been better. Nottingham Forest have calmed down a bit, and we have been better. But realistically, not good enough. Nowhere near good enough. Nottingham Forest seem to have our number. They've set up very well. They're nullifying us well. They're attacking very well. And we just sort of are a bit nothingy again. Worrell just does well to beat Ben Rama to the ball there. Ben Rama almost managed to pick up a stray ball from Nottingham Forest, but Worrell just charges in and stops that from happening. They can maintain possession of the ball, Nottingham Forest, but West Ham have got into a fairly decent defensive position here. Just in that sort of, good jump. Bowen, okay, fair play. He did that well. Come in and nick the ball off Lingard pretty well. Mikel Antonio just battling for that ball, but can't do anything. He's infuriated. He can't do anything with it. And the ball lands at the feet of Jesse Lingard, about 30 yards away from goal, trying to find a bit of space. It's off to Mangala, but deflects off the ref. It's going to be a drop ball. Nottingham Forest complain about the ref getting a touch there, but if we're being honest about it, Mikel Antonio is talking to the ref now as if to say, what am I meant to do? They are all over him. They've dealt with Mikel Antonio really well. They know what they need to do. They've come up and they've been incredibly physical with him, and that's what they've made happen. Every time he comes near to the ball, they're all over the top of him. Their 3 at the back system again gives them the luxury to just have enough people to deal with Mikel Antonio and have people spare. And so whenever he comes forward, AY trying to step over there, and Zuma just says no. And so he's done relatively well in that sense, but Mikel Antonio is just fuming about it. He was just talking to the ref there, saying basically what's going on here. Played in Johnson. Oh, Williams. Fabianski stops it. I don't know if I can get a block, save. I don't know what you'd call it. The point is it's not in the net. Forest take the ball quickly, move it in. Johnson sort of heads it towards goal. It's not very accurate, but Williams arriving late. And who is it? It's Aaron Cresswell's trying to cover, who's just slow. And yes, Fabianski, good block, just comes flying in, blocks it from going anywhere. Good work, Fabianski. I tell you what, he's having a good game. The corner, though, Williams whips it in. That's not great from him. It's probably the worst ball he's played all day. And it's hooked away by Pablo Fornals to Ben Rama. Nice control. Oh, side Ben Rama. That is good. He takes it past 2. Lingard can't stop him. He lays it short to Declan Rice. Maybe you feel like maybe the opportunity's passed a bit. Slowed down Antonio. Oh, but we've got Ben Rama in space. It's in. Is he off? He must be onside. Ben Rama scores. There is a moment in the middle of the park where Antonio, one of the Nottingham Forest players, goes down under the pressure of Mikel Antonio. Antonio's standing over him, just looking down, and he plays it into Saeed Ben Rama, who's standing what seems like in an acre of space. He can't tell if he was onside or offside. It will be checked, obviously. We'll find out. But it looked like he was onside. It looked like Nottingham Forest players were they just almost didn't know he was there. Declan Rice just looks up, sees the space. He's just looking all around him. And it's into Ben Rama, he's in space, who just slots it home. We're seeing the replay. Ben Rama does really well initially, controls the ball and takes it past, I don't know which defender it was, but one of the defenders. Lingard is chasing him. Declan Rice picks up the ball once Lingard pulls him down. Looking at Ben Rama, he's onside. Ben Rama's onside. Declan Rice passes it to him. He's in about an acre of space. Lays it in. Ben Rama. There's no way that can be. I'm seeing different reactions in chat. It's going to VAR. He's onside. He is definitely onside. So the only way this gets counted is, I guess, the Antonio thing. I don't know what exactly happened. At one point, the Nottingham Forest player goes down. It says checking possible foul. Yeah. Okay, right. I see what's happened there. Declan Rice has the ball, and Mikel Antonio, frankly, just runs directly into one of Nottingham Forest players. Now, does the Nottingham Forest player move for Mikel Antonio? It's gonna be chalked off for a foul, isn't it? Oh, what a stupid thing. Unbelievable. Mikel Antonio is talking to the ref now. And to be fair to you, Mikel Antonio has a relatively good case on his hands. The thing is he does come running in and and the Nottingham Forest player just gets in his way. And Antonio sort of goes, what am I meant to do? Instantaneously, he doesn't go for the Nottingham Forest player. He's trying to create a run. And the Nottingham Forest player stops him. And he just Antonio's been incredibly frustrated today. Because Mikel Antonio has been basically manhandled by Nottingham Forest this entire game. Anytime he's been in and around the area, anytime he's been in and around the ball, Nottingham Forest centre-backs and midfielders, mostly centre-backs, have just been throwing him about. And he's lost his, 100%. Where is it? Balotelli. If anyone knows, Balotelli knows. Takes one to no one. He's lost his head. And it's true. I think he has. The thing is, did he even have to do that? No. But Williams hits it, saved by Fabianski. But did he have to do it? No. But was it his fault? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I might be being naive with this. I'll fully admit that. But when he's running, Mikel Antonio is not thinking, I'm going to bully this man. No, he's thinking, I'm going to try and get into a space and score. He's frustrated. And so when the player takes a step to get directly in Mikel Antonio's way, he does just sort of do that and the player goes down. But you can see his reaction Mikel Antonio's instant reaction isn't, I got this guy. His instant reaction is, he's in my way, bro. So he's clearly annoyed. Now, there is an argument to be said. If a foul is a foul, it doesn't matter whether there's intent or not. I fully appreciate that. I don't want to blame him too much, but it is just, the whole situation is just comical. The whole situation is just comical. 300 minutes are on now, and it's still West Ham 0. It's still West Ham 0, Nottingham Forest 0. That was stupid. That whole situation was just incredibly stupid and frustrating because Said Benrahma did so well there. The ball comes out to him initially. His control is good enough to get it under control. It's not like Berbatov, Ronaldinho, but it was good. He's good enough to get it under control. He's chasing. He's got Lingard pressurizing him. And then eventually he takes on the defender, beats him, tries to play it across the Declan Rice. It's pulled down, by the way, by Jesse Lingard. Let's not beat around the bush. That does also happen in the build-up. So if we're being honest, maybe should have been a foul there as well, but still plays it across. And then he just plays really smart. He taps his head as if to go, I knew this was going to happen. And he gets in a really good position to just still be onside. What a frustrating situation. Not that we would deserve it, to be fair, but what a frustrating situation. Forest trying to attack down this left-hand side. Takes it past Thomas Souček. Played in. Lingard can't get it. Awani. I'm putting the one up. There's literally no doubt in that one. There's nothing. You can't sit there and say that one's going to be chalked off. It is what it is. What's the word I'm looking for? The narrative is the narrative. It is the way it is. Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham United 0. And I did say I'd probably have to try and learn his name. It's A1E who gets the goal. And to be honest with you, it's the worst opportunity he's had all day. Nottingham Forest just trying to get their way into the box. Toffolo does well to put it back to Lingard, whose shot is awful. Whose shot pass, I don't know what it is. I think it's a shot. It is awful. And it deflects off Ben Johnson. He sticks his foot out. Does Ben. And it hits off Awani's shin and into the back of the net. And it's 1-0. I mean, to go from what was quite a really smart, good goal from Benrahma to what was ultimately one of the dumber goals you're going to see this year. But Awani gets the goal. Look, you can't say, to some extent, you can't say they don't deserve it so far. They've been a better team. 1-0 was probably the fair result on paper. Cresswell into a really good position. West Ham get a chance, but just dispossessed, gets caught up, just struggles. You can't say they haven't deserved it. Again, looking for that early ball through to A1E. But it would just happen like that, wouldn't it? It would just happen like that. Just an awful, just clumsy moment. Halftime whistle goes. It is Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham United 0. We turd. Difficult. Let me know what your opinions are on the game, because it's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. We were not good enough. By any stretch of the imagination, you can't sit there and think we were good enough in any way, shape, or form. Nottingham Forest have been the better team in almost every single way throughout almost all of the game. They've had the better. Have they had the better chances? They've had more chances. They've had a lot of sort of headers that would be quite difficult to score, but they've had them. But we've probably had a couple of really close. We've had some good half chances. We've had some really good half chances. But in reality, I can't sit here and say Nottingham Forest deserve anything but the win so far, or the lead at least so far. I don't know. How do you feel about it, Gio?
I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
That ref, Nottingham Forest made a lot of signings this summer. I didn't realise they bought a referee as well. Honestly, I can't believe it. I am fuming right now, Charlie. I am livid. I was livid up until the point Nottingham Forest scored, then I got further livid as well. It's not been a good 5 minutes as a West Ham fan, has it?
No.
Completely baffled. I am raging at that disallowed goal. Absolutely raging. I can sort of sympathise with the referee and stuff. Even when it involves West Ham, I like to think I can still see where the referee's coming from. But on this one, I can't. Not at all. I do not see how he's overruled that whatsoever.
So in your talk me. So in your view, what is it a foul basically?
Well, no. That happens in the middle of the pitch all the time, and the referee does that stupid gesture of coming together. If you watch it back, Antonio tries to run round Mangala, and he jumps into Antonio's way. Now, he doesn't jump into his block, Antonio. He moves because Rice moves. But Antonio's not running at him. Antonio's running by him. It's just that he moves at that exact minute. But the question isn't, is it a foul? I don't think it is. A minute later, the same thing happened again. Antonio got blocked off, and the referee continued to play. So that implies it's not a foul, right? I don't think it is a foul. But that's not the question. The question is it a clear and obvious error? That is what VAR is for. And it's definitely not. The guy had to watch it 5-6 times. After 3 times, if you still don't know it's clearly not a clear and obvious error, I've got a little bit of sympathy for the referee, because he's got whoever it is in his ear at Stockley Park say, oh, yeah, it's a foul, mate. Go have a look. He's watching it. But while he's watching it, it feels like he's almost convincing himself that there's a foul there and he has to find it. And it's not just this. It's whenever VAR is called into dispute, the referee goes over with a massive bit of doubt in his head, and somebody, his colleague, telling him, and sometimes above him in the hierarchy of referees in Premier League, because there is one, let's be fair, there is one. Michael Oliver at the minute sits at the top. He's in his ear saying, that's a foul, that is. It wasn't clear and obvious. That goal should have stood. It's absolute bollocks, quite frankly. We've been massively done out of it. Now, it doesn't mean that Nottingham Forest shouldn't have scored, because it's not saying Nottingham Forest don't deserve their goal. But the reality is West Ham should have been 1-0 up at that point in time. The referee's just done us over massively there. It's fucking shit, to be honest with you, because it's a difficult game already. Forest are playing well, the temperature, the crowd. We score a goal, a bit against the run of play. I'm not saying West Ham have played well. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not saying we deserve to be in the lead. We should be in the lead, though, but we're not, because of that referee.
I think, I think the one thing that makes it obvious for me, Mikel Antonio, why is he going to run into a player? Surely he's going to try and score. He's not thinking, Declan Rice with his weak foot is going to unleash a screamer here. So obviously he's going to try and run into space to try and score a goal. But it's his reaction as well. Because obviously I think his head is definitely gone. Because Nottingham Forest centre-backs have had him on toast today. Every time he's got the ball, every time they've stepped to him, they've man-marked him, they've physically dominated him. And there's been times just before that, 5 minutes before, where he was literally talking to the referee going, what am I supposed to do in this situation?
Was all over him. The referee's basically saying, it's a physical game, Mikhail, get on with it. Turns a bit physical, and he starts peeping.
But it's when it happens and he hits it, and he hits him, Antonio's reaction is, bro, like he's like fuming, he's angry, he's like, you're in the way, he's like frustrated by it. And then we go and score, and it's like, well, I understand the argument of it doesn't matter if a foul is intentional. If a foul is a foul, it's a foul. I get that, but it's just frustrating to see, because it's it's been a really weird game refereeing wise, because there has been a lot of incidents where he's seemingly pulled it back for not much, and then been other times where he's just let it play. And I don't really know what's going on here. It's really difficult. But I'll let you go and let the chat talk, because I know the chat are feeling very fired up about this as well. So I'll be back in a second.
I'm fired up about it as well. I was hoping I would calm down when I come on here, but you lot are riling me up even further, and Charlie's trying to rile me up as well. Anyway, incident to one side, we are still 1-0 down. Nottingham Forest, I think, have been the better team in the opening 45. Like I said, I'm not disputing the fact that Nottingham Forest arguably deserved their lead. I'm arguing the fact whether the goal should have stood or not. That is what I'm arguing. But let's see what you guys are all saying in the live chat. Jake's at the game. Said he was nowhere near a foul. No, I don't think so either. It's just baffling. It's frustrating. It's ruined the game. It's just ruined the game. VAR was brought in to make it fairer. It's not fairer. Michael Levy Jr. says, bottom line, they're better than us, more dynamic, more direct, more paced, more imagination. They want it more. We have the same old steel team, and Moyes is getting done tactically again. The thing is, I can't disagree with that. After 15 minutes, we were all over the gaff, weren't we? They were all over us. They're swarming all over us. We didn't really know what to do. DB, our best player is Ben Rama, but he'd be taken off. Fornals needs to get off at half-time as far as I'm concerned. Henry Plum says Ben Rama is having success down the left. Suchek just not in form at all. Give Flint a go. I know the hammer, Antonio tries to move. He does. The worst thing is, I didn't see Antonio move to the left until I watched it on the VAR screen. That's when I seen Antonio try and move to the left, by watching what the referee could see on the VAR screen. It's infuriating me massively. Anyway, Mancunian Hammer says we defend like a Sunday League team, even if we start the new players, our defence. We always struggle with two strikers. They're doing it again. Owini and Johnson. Johnson's having a quiet game, but Owini's, it was not a great goal, was it? It just ricocheted off his shin and went in, but he's having a really good game, causing us all sorts of problems. Can't really handle it. Chippy says you can't run through a static player, but it's not a foul. Someone steps into your path. Jordan says the referee's got his Forest 23 years romance goggles on. Do you know something? I'm going to give the referee, well, maybe it is a little bit of that, but I do think it's just the pressure on the referee when your colleague says go check the screen, because that plants a seed of doubt in your mind before you've even gone over to look at one replay. Already you're thinking, I've made a mistake here. And it just feels like they're trying to convince themselves that they have made an error. And there's a bit of a pressure on them to overturn it, because we as fans, the pundits, everybody that comments on the games knows that as soon as that referee goes to the monitor, the other referee thinks they've made a mistake. That's it. That's factual. So as soon as that happens, you start to think, well, you can overturn a decision. I can only still remember one occasion where the referee's gone over, watched it and said, nope, I'm sticking with my decision. Thank you very much. It's just... Ryvis says Antonio's behaving like Zaha at the minute, waving his hands around, not playing the whistle. I don't blame him. I do not blame him at all. I'd be waving my hands around as well if I was Antonio. I know you're referring to the bit when Newcastle had a sort of a hold of him and stuff. I was a bit like that, almost get on with it. But after the goal gets overturned, about a minute later, he bangs into Mangala, and the referee just continues playing. Antonio said, well, you've just disallowed a goal for this, so where's my free kick? Inconsistent. Garino said the ref's a joke. Last said about VAR, the better. Sky loving the script. John says Rice is poor today. He is very poor. It's a stupid yellow card to get. It was a very, very soft one, but when you do those two fouls in about 2 minutes, you're always going to pick up a yellow card. And they had a break at one point. Lingard broke at one point, and Rice tracked him. It was when Owini was offside, when Fabianski came rushing out. Rice was running after him, but he couldn't even try and tackle him, because if he gets it wrong, it's a second yellow. Frustrating. Mike says, are coming together. Should be 1-1? I would argue it wouldn't be 1-1, because it's the butterfly effect and all that, isn't it? Because they've scored off the back of a free kick outside the 18-yarder. From then on, everything happened as it's happened. Instead, it's Kickoff. Everything that we've just witnessed wouldn't happen. So I know what you're saying, Mike, but I like to be difficult. We'd be 1-0 up at that point. You don't know what would happen. It might be 1-0 West Ham. Jeremiah says that Fabianski, Saïd Ben Rama and Mikel Antonio are the only ones who deserve to stay on the pitch. Kyle says Sufal's passing and Souček's first touch continue to be awful. Fraser wants to see Scamacca on. I think most people do. I think most people want to see Scamacca. Johnny says if there aren't massive changes, we'll be battling relegation. Where Doug wants to see Ben Rama in the middle. Fornals off for Kone. Antonio for Scamacca. His head is gone. I agree with that. Alex says whinge. Anything other than say we aren't good enough? I think you've missed a bit where I've said we aren't good enough, Alex. I think you've missed a bit where I've said Forest are the better team and Forest deserve to be 1-0 up at half time. Maybe you've missed that part, but I've said it enough times. I'm reading the chat. They're talking about the penalty. I'm talking about the penalty, the overturned decision. Taz wants to see Fornals off and Cornet on and move Ben Rama to the centre. See, I agree with the substitution. I think Fornals has been our worst player. I think Cornet coming on is obvious. But I think Ben Rama's playing well on the left. Granted, he is cutting in, but I think I'd be inclined to put Cornet in the 10 position initially. I know he's not necessarily a number 10, but he certainly played up front plenty of times. Getting him dropping deep, shooting from distance is probably not a bad thing. So I agree with the substitution, but initially I'd like to see Ben Rama stay out on the left because I think he's had a good run at Nico Williams on a couple of occasions. Even when he lost the ball, Ben Rama, he won it back in a little battle. It's been a good duel down there. But then saying that, Sam and Michael also want to see Ben Rama in on the 10. James wants to see Fornals and Bowen. But Bowen has been poor today as well, hasn't he? He has been poor. JH says Souček's been diabolical. Ben Rama and Fabianski, brilliant. I do not understand this referee. Cornet on, Bowen off. Big call. Souček and Pablo off soon if he carries on. While JH thinks Fabianski's been brilliant, Simon thinks he's not been very good. I agree with JH. I think Fabianski has been brilliant. I mean, to be fair, Moyes made subs 55 minutes into the game last week. We might be seeing a new Moisey this season. Hammer Down Under says Moyes is tactically incompetent. Always has been, always will be. No Wales A says that anyone who thinks Fornals is still good enough is delusional. We have to move on. Natural Gamer said it's a foul, and if there's no way the referee could have interpreted anything else. Onion Guy says Bowen and Fornals for Cornet also brings Scamacca and Downs on to help Rice and Souček. Johnny says, why are we playing Souček as a second striker when we're a proper one on the bench? I don't know. I was wondering that as well. Souček is very far forward today. I'm not necessarily against it, but also, this, apart from your comment, Johnny, which is fair, I think it leaves Declan Rice exposed to the counter-attack on a yellow card, and I'm aware we can't set up for that. At the start of the game, Rice isn't on a booking, so we can set up this way. But as soon as Rice was booked, and I've seen Rice was yellow carded, and I've seen a couple of counter-attacks from Forest, I have been a little bit worried that, well, he can't make any tackles, can he? So it's a bit risky leaving Rice as the only centre midfielder at this point. Robert says Fornals is his favourite player. Bring Scamacca on for Antonio now. Cornet for Fornals later. Ironic says if we didn't get the advantage, why was it not a free kick for the pull down from Lingard on Ben Rama for a disallowed goal? They can't do VAR checks. I'm pretty certain this is right. They don't do VAR checks for free kicks in offensive areas like that. If it was in the box, then they could probably rewind it to that point and look at it. Because it's outside the area, it's one of them, just they don't take further action. It's a bit like yellow cards. If they watch a potential foul, is it a red card? No, but it's a booking. But the referee won't go book them. It's not VAR. It's not there to dish out yellow cards. I think that's how I interpret it anyway, that they wouldn't give free kicks outside the box. It might have been a foul, but that's not VAR's for, unfortunately. Rob said it's a joke. Where's our luck? Typical West Ham. Anyway. You're back.
Yeah. Don't want to be, but we're here. What do we do, Geo? Help me.
I would get Fornals off and Cornet on now.
Okay.
I was just saying
who's in the centre, Ben Rama or Cornet?
Well, I would leave Cornet in the 10 because I think Ben Rama's playing well on the left. Okay. So I wouldn't change him. He's got the better of Nico Williams. I'll leave him out there just for the first 10, 15 minutes, see how they get on. I think Cornet's got plenty of experience as a centre forward. in his interview with the club, he spoke about how he wants to score goals, get him in the 10, because Forest will drop deep this half. We will get plenty of possession in and around the box, so we need to do something with it. I think Cornet outside the box shooting is probably not a bad thing to have. My concern for the second half, and I don't know how you sort this, by the way, is Declan Rice on a booking. Forest will be playing counter-attacking football. Rice can't really, he's going to struggle. You know, there was that one occasion in the first half where Jesse Lingard went running away from our attack. Soufal's shot got blocked, got to Lingard, he ran. Rice tracked him all the way, but he couldn't try and tackle him because if he got it wrong, he was off. And he ended up playing a through ball for Owini. Now he's offside, but I think we're going to see a few more of them in the second half. So I think that's a bit of an issue. So I'd be inclined to change something to get Declan Rice out of defensive midfield, whether that's move Rice further up the pitch or move Rice into centre back and bring off one of those two, because I don't think either of them are particularly coping with the Nottingham Forest attack. Move Rice back there, take one of the defenders off and put Flynn Downs on to do the defensive midfield work or something. But I think Rice is in what I would maybe describe as a very dangerous position for this second half on that yellow card. If he was on the booking, fine, but he is, and that's a little bit of a worry. But get Cornet on, and I think I'd certainly be getting Scamacca warmed up, ready to go on ASAP as well. I think this could be, I was hoping to wait a little while, Charlie, I'm not going to lie, but 45 minutes here, I think we might see a duo of Scamacca and Antonio in attack at some point in the second half. What are you giggling at?
Not giggling. We just hit the bar and then came incredibly close. We've kicked off.
Oh, how did you get going?
I was about to say you go because we've just kicked off. Fornals has just hit an absolute screamer against the bar. Geo, see you at full time.
Catch you in a bit.
Enjoy yourself. I was just watching it. I was waiting for Geo to finish his sentence before saying go because it's just kicked off. And Fornals has hit an absolute belter from range. Underside of the bar, it doesn't go over the line. Classic situation, does it not? It doesn't quite. And then Thomas Souček on the follow-up, the header, can't quite get it in. Good save, but flipping heck, ladies and gentlemen. Just, bruv. Bro, okay, right. Anyway, we're back. We're back, and freaking heck, we've hit the bar. We've come out strong. We know we need to change things, and Moyes is clearly doing it. We're at 487 likes. So if you haven't already liked the video, we could 500 is here, and maybe 550. We'll see what happens. But like the video if you haven't already subscribed, because we're the only West Ham channel last season who did watch along every single match day. We've just hit the bar. It's mad. It's mad. Right, okay, calm ourselves. There have been no changes at halftime for either side. Apart from apparently our vibe to just bloody go for it. That seems to be the big change, as we seem to want that smoke. We'll see how we go. Pablo Fornals picks up the ball and just unleashed an absolute screamer on the underside of the bar. And then Souček follows up with a header and can't quite get it powered in. Now Nottingham Forest attacking up the other end of the pitch, 47 minutes in. Toffolo on this left-hand side finds Awani. Bowen plays out. West Ham looking a lot more lively in this half so far. Moyes has got them going. I think there is maybe a bit of, you've got a couple of minutes to perform or you're getting subbed. Jared Bowen, one of the people who seems to have been reacting well to that. He's charging forward well and wins the corner. We're taking it to him now. Let's go. It's because I'm a chav, Wayne. Next question. Vocab is vocab, bro. Vocab is vocab. It's not that deep. Right, corner, West Ham, right-hand side. Jared Bowen to take it. Bit of argy-bargy in the box there. Just referee decides to pull it up. Just tell people to chill. Played in over everyone. There was a moment there where a header might have happened. Fornals trying to get it back in, cleared away by Nottingham Forest. It's going to be a throw fairly deep. Let's take it quickly. Let's take it now. Let's not wait around. West Ham, Aaron Cresswell decides to wait around. Okay. First call for Baby Bell. 2-1 West Ham. Score predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Lob them in there. What's your score predictions? Halftime score predictions. Get them in. as we cross 500 likes. Thank you very much, everyone. 500, Jesus Christ. I mean, it started well when we had almost 400 before the match started. So for us to be flying over 500 we're having a very good day, at least interactions-wise. Hammers chat, even if the game is an issue. Even if the game is an issue. Played forward, looking for just a punt forward. Dean Henderson's going to come and collect that one nice and calm. Glenn! My G, how are you? Need at least a point. We need Man United bottom by themselves. Strongly agree, Glenn. Hope you are. If you haven't already subscribed to Glenn and Kitely, Everything Arsenal, and Glenn's football channel as well, Everything Football, get on over and do that, because Glenn is an absolute don of a dude. And the videos he's been putting out recently, like kind of documentary-ish style kind of stuff, doing a bit of like, essayist style stuff about Arsenal, been very good. I'd highly recommend it. Fornals plays it across, looking for Antonio, can't quite find it. He's down and looking at ref again, cleared away from Nottingham Forest, looking for A1E on the counter. Zuma deals with that one well, though. Jared Bowen on the ball. It's been all West Ham so far this half. All West Ham. Benrahma lays it out wide to Aaron Cresswell. Back to Benrahma to Rice. Now moving our way slowly across, glacially across to the right-hand side. Oh, maybe we'll go back left again. That'll be exciting. Fornals with a little bit of an incisive pass there. Thomas Souček, who gets pulled back for a handball. There was something there for a moment. There was something very fun there for a moment. Didn't work. But if we're looking at a Fornals chance again, just such a good hit. If that went in, that would have been an absolute screamer. 4-1, 2-0 to Forest, 3-1 to the Mighty Hammers. Let's go. We are out of them. We should bombard their box from now on. We're doing well so far. 2-1 West Ham, Benrahma and Scamacca. 1-0 Forest. No Craig, no party. Dale bread. 3-1, 4-0. Jesus Christ, HDU. Jesus. 2-1, 3-1, 3-1 after sub. 7-0 West Ham. Let's go. We're just that good that they just let go. No, you can't have it anymore. You're not being good enough. We're taking it away. 2-1. Okay. All right, Dale, I think that's fair. Had all the possession, 75% possession, 3 shots, 4 touches inside the opponent's box to 25% and nothing for Nottingham Forest so far in this half. 2-1 West Ham, still stand by 3-0 Forest, 0 points after 3 games, says Alex. Alex, please. If we lose, should Moyes go? No, of course not. I don't like David Moyes, but no, of course not. Everyone here knows my opinion on David Moyes, but of course not. No, it's way too early for anything like that. Way too early. First time trying to work their way forward again. Soufal finds Fornals. That's a really nice pass in the back for Bowen. He tries to pull it back across for Mikel Antonio. I'll tell you what, we are finding all the space now. We're doing well. We're finding a lot of space. We're finding some time. Again, the pullback for Bowen there wouldn't have really done anything because Mikel Antonio has 2 separate centre-backs covering him. But we're getting into nice spaces, nice pass in behind from Pablo Fornals. That's the sort of thing you want to see from your number 10. Just finding those strings, finding those passes, pulling them strings is what I meant to see there. Jared Bowen whips the ball in from the corner straight into the hands of Dean Henderson because it's like it's correct me if I'm wrong. It's like he's not that great at corners. 1-1, 2-0. Antonio is killing me today. My G. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a grand day. Scott was saying you were out and about doing vanning from places. Yeah. Oh, Stu. Thank you very much. £5 for the full-time fund. Stu, that's incredibly kind of you. You didn't have to do that at all. I really appreciate it. Oh, this is a great opportunity. Brennan Johnson. It's 2. Thank you very much, Stu. It's 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. And Brennan Johnson dinks it over. We've had I'm going to wait because it looks like it. I don't know. He looked like he might be offside. I don't know. But we've had all of this half and they've gone up the other end once and they scored. Zuma tries to battle with A1E. It's just hooked forward towards Brennan Johnson. Ben Johnson's header is off. Ooh, yeah, that's offside. That's got to be offside. Into Brennan Johnson, I tell you what, the finish is very good. It's very tidy little finish, little dink over Fabianski who comes out and tries to stop it. Right now it's 2-0. We're looking at VAR. I'm not going to put the score on until kickoff happens because that was offside. That just was offside. So I'm not going to put it up just yet because it was offside. Thank you, Stu, by the way. You really did not need to. It's incredibly kind of you. It's waiting a moment to see what happens. The crowd goes quiet. Stadium hushed after they look over it. 1-0 still. 1-0. Disallowed. Offside. Makes sense. It's a really nice finish from Brennan Johnson, to be fair to him. He does nice to get into the space and then just digs it over Fabianski beautifully. It's a really nice finish. Would have been a great goal for them, but that was from me, of all people. Okay. All right. Ben Johnson's got a difficult game ahead of him. He was the one who, I mean, you could say it was a mistake, but it really didn't have much choice there. Fornals turns and just tries to play it forward. There's no options in our passing forward at all. We have been done in by Nottingham Forest here in a major, major way. But we've been so better. We're so much better than this in this half. So much better. We've been just disgracefully better than them in this half so far. And then it's just the one opportunity, and that's it. We've just completely crumbled again. This is my problem with this style of football. I hate how we just fold inwards on ourselves when this happens, man. It's so frustrating. We were on top this entire half, and then all it takes is Nottingham Forest to get the ball in our half, and all of a sudden we are all defensive, nothing else. It's so frustrating. It's so annoying. Lee, my friend, how are you, sir? I hope you're well. Lee's an absolute legend, by the way. If you haven't subscribed to Lee's statement as well, part of the disabled team, also has his own channel. I would highly recommend it. Lee is a really good dude. A really good dude. Well, man, hope you're well, Lee. Hope you're having a good day. It's so frustrating to watch. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do this? Nottingham Forest attacking again. Johnson, he's got Iwani and Lingard inside. He can't take it past Ben Johnson. Can Brennan Johnson, but blocks it at least for a corner. Mr. Bombastic, Shaggy, fantastic. Seriously, we need Scamacca on now. Use Antonio's a stubborn mule. I don't think Antonio's the issue. I think Antonio's playing well. Ish. I think he's having a really tough game. And I think now, would they be able to outmuscle Scamacca in the same way of Antonio? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I don't think it's necessarily Antonio's fault today. It's why do we do this to ourselves? It's going to be a corner to Nottingham Forest anyway from the right-hand side. He's put into a decent area. Header! Good save from Lucas Fabianski. Gets up well. Niakate goes for the header. Can't quite get there. Niakate rises up, gets above Thomas Souček. They've beaten us in the air today. That's the thing. We can't just sit there and do what we usually do. Usually, right, we'll just go on there and punt it into the box. We'll beat you. Bro, they've beaten us in the air as well today. So we can't be sitting here going, oh, let's just let them have corners. Let's just let them cross the ball in from that sort of position because we'll deal with it. We ain't dealing with it today. I don't know why. I mean, Niakate's a big guy. Ewanisi seems pretty stocky, but it's so annoying. It's so annoying. How much chat store, by the way, .com for the merch. For another how much chat mug as well now. Oh, just annoying. Just annoying. I saw the word sub in chat, and so I'm hoping that means we're about to make a sub, because I know you guys are ahead of me, so I'm trying not to look too much for spoilers, but in what can only be a move, what can only be described as a substitution to excite the ladies, Manuel Lanzini and Gianluca Scamacca are both coming on at the same time. Now, Lanzini is a choice, but then again, what more do we have? Scamacca is an option. Maybe we'll get some Cornet as well later on in the game. Be interested to see who comes off. What we do? Do we go to a 4? Do we go to 4-4-2? Do we go to a sort of 3 at the back system? We could theoretically do Lanzini moves into midfield with Souček. Rice goes at the centre back. I don't know. There's a lot of different options of what we could do here. And I'd be interested to see what happens. Bollocks, Major. You're ruining it. Aaron Cresswell on the ball on the left-hand side. God, this is so frustrating. Ben Rama trying to make a run, just not getting found. Instead, he has to come back and just ask for the ball again before he gets found. He cuts inside, takes it past one, trying to find that sort of space inside the D. Wins a free kick in a good area. Mangala's the one who commits the foul. Worrell's complaining as if that wasn't a foul. Very clearly was, but that's fine. Ben Rama, yeah, this is about as clear a foul as you're ever going to see, to be fair. Here we go. I need to stop looking at chat because spoilers. Although I don't think we'll score from here. It's probably a bit far to shoot. It's at the edge of shooting range. Ben Rama standing over it. Aaron Cresswell also standing over it. You would imagine maybe Ben Rama's going to be the one to take this. If Cresswell took the free kick from the other side, you would imagine Ben Rama takes it from here. Jesse Lingard trying to get involved in the free kick, just standing in front of Ben Rama and Cresswell, just trying to see what's going on, not standing the full 10 yards away, just pretending that he plays for West Ham still. It's going to be a free kick, though. I think Ben Rama will be the one to take it, though, given the fact this is on the opposite side to the previous free kick, which Aaron Cresswell took. Although, you would have to say maybe Aaron Cresswell should take it, given he had the sighter before. Step over it. Ben Rama hits it. It hits off the bar. It's off the underside of the bar again. Again, an incredible free kick from Ben Rama. Hits the underside of the bar, bounces down, and does not go over the line. And now Nottingham Forest have the opportunity to counterattack. Played down the line, Jesse Lingard just stopped by Ben Johnson. They sort of bundle it about, but West Ham get it away. Well done by Pablo Fornals, and now we can counterattack well. This is a good opportunity. We have numbers for the first time in forever. Ben Rama does well. Antonio's in the centre, so Souček is pulled back. Thomas Souček's there, hits it. Saved by Henderson again. McKenna gets the block, I think. They're zooming in on McKenna. Ben Rama does really well. Just skips over one, pulls it back for Souček, who just tries to slot it in. Weak foot, just places it there. That's handball. That is handball as clear as day. That's a penalty. Surely that's a penalty. I can't imagine how that is. I cannot justify that in my head not being a penalty. Usually, when there's a handball that's sort of relatively close, I would say, do you know what? It's quite close. They kick it. It is what it is, like whatever. But his arm goes out. He is Luis Suarez against Ghana in the World Cup. His arm goes out. That is 100% a penalty against McKenna. It's either a corner or a penalty, I guess, but it has to be handball. Surely, clear handball. He's going to VAR, has to be handball. Penn, surely. Ben Rama must stay. Final whistle, handball. Handball clearly twice. He's going to the VAR thing now. This has to be a penalty. Big fan of the woman, the Nottingham Forest fan, behind the screen calling the referee a wanker. Did the linesman just say it's definitely a pen? I couldn't tell what the linesman said there. That has to be a penalty, surely. Surely. He puts his hand out, bro. He puts his hand out. What more? What's he going to do to get a handball? Pick up the ball physically and run with it like it's rugby. What more could you physically do? Referee VAR. Is it a pen? Pen. McKenna gets a yellow card. Right. Souček just asked him penalty. Souček just asked penalty. Even he's not sure. Okay. As the commentator just said there, it's instinctive. I'm not going to sit here and say he's Luis Suarezing against Ghana, although I did literally say those words. But at the same time, like, it's 100% pen. Now all we have to do is actually convert it. Who's taking it? Just be someone good. Just be someone good, please. Just someone put the ball into the net. That's all I need. That's all I want. I don't ask for much. You know, you're in the area. You're under no pressure. Declan Rice is taking it. I don't want him to take it. I can't lie. Until he scores, and I wanted him to take it. Henderson saves. It's not a great pen either. He hits it, and look, he hits it strong, but it's nowhere near any of the corners. It's within Henderson range, and he guesses the right way. And it's not even like he palms it away. Man catches the ball. He catches the ball. Get Jan on for a second time. That's what's going to happen here. We get a second pen. Rice takes it and then scores that time. Second Jan, number 3. Let's go. Where is Noble Indeed? Where is Noble Indeed? Oh, for Pete's sake. For Pete's sake. Have we made our subs yet? I don't think we have. Free kick to Nottingham Forest on the inside. Niakate almost had the opportunity to score there. He didn't. I don't think he quite knew it was landing at his feet. It's one of those ones where it hits his feet. I don't think he knows about it, and it just rolls into Lucas Fabianski's hands. Ben Johnson misses the header completely, and it lands at Niakate's feet, but Fabianski's alive to it. I did say I didn't want Declan Rice to take it. Now it's not the time, but you know. He's not that good at it. I don't know. Okay. I'd rather Ben Rama take it, if I'm being honest. He scored against City. Anywho, enough of that. It's gone now. It is over. What can we do? Declan Rice plays it out wide to Vladimir Sufal. The space is still there for us to take. They're getting back in relatively quick shape, but they're not flying back, and there's not too much. If we had a little bit more invention to us, we could maybe get back into that position we were in before they scored and disallowed, where we were sort of completely dominating. Boeing turning around and playing it into Fornals, who tries to find a pass again. The just options are so lacking. Everyone just runs next to each other. But it's not complicated. Just don't run next to each other. Then you have 2 options to pass to instead of 1. Oh my God. Just stupid. Vladimir Sufal just shouts Jesse Lingard, get up. Oh, that's a really nice ball as well into the path of Matt Antonio, who claims a handball against Niakate, who's all over Mikel Antonio. He rolls into the area. Mikel Antonio, pass the ball, Mikel. Please. Please. Just pass the ball, bro. Oh, he does well, though. Fair to replace him. Vladimir Sufal does Jesse Lingard, punts it up the field, hits Antonio, who controls it well. He's being muscled by Niakate again, who's been all over him the entire game. Wiggles past him into the area, and then he just sort of slows down and just doesn't do anything with it. Doesn't shoot, doesn't pass, just sort of walks towards defenders. It's like, just shoot, bro. It was really well done from him, to be fair, and there was potential handball against Niakate as well. But he does really well to take it past him, but just like, he just freezes. I've always said this about Mikel Antonio. When he has time to think, he's worse. When he has time to think, he's worse. Manuel Lanzini now coming on. First, Scamacca also makes his way onto the pitch. 68 minutes. If anyone said 68, congratulations. Pablo Fornals is someone who came off. I disagree with that one. And Antonio as well. But again, who else can come off? Well, Jared Bowen. But I wouldn't put Lanzini in the first place. But Antonio and Fornals off for Lanzini and Scamacca. Those will be straight changes. Straight changes. I suspect we will see Cornet as well later into the game. But for now, that's what we've got. Some actual subs, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited. He's not playing great. He's not playing great. I wouldn't say he's playing badly, but I wouldn't say he's playing great either. He's just made 2 subs. Hopefully that happens. Ball over the top. Looking for Awani. I'm copying the commentator now. Awani. Just a big old bunch of bundles there in and around the box, and West Ham come away with the free kick. Why not Antonio Scamacca? Always likes one up front. It's just the way he rolls. I wish my granddad supported another club. Yeah, I get that vibe quite often. Yeah. Oh, love that stew. Love that stew. Listen, I'm not a betting man, but I love the faith. I love the faith. Danny's official YouTube channel. There's something to be got at in this game. As frustrating and as annoying as it has been for the last 70 minutes, plus half-time, which wasn't fun either, there's something to be got at in this game. We're going to have a little drinks break, so everyone hydrate, get involved. Make sure you stay hydrated in these hot days. But there is 100% something to be got at. We've probably been the better team in this half. We've had the better chances. It's all happened. We should have had the penalty scored, but then again, we decided to... That's someone who shouldn't take it. But we have been the better side, and we've shown that they are there to be got at. So let's get at them now, right? We have Scamacca on, we have Lanzini on. God knows what's going to happen there. We've hit the bar twice. We've hit the underside of the bar twice with an incredible free kick from Ben Rama, as well as that excellent shot. Excellent. My girlfriend would not forgive me if I didn't do that when I said that. Shot. Cannot believe we didn't score that penalty, man. If we lose now, it's only ourselves to blame. But we've shown that we have the opportunity here. It's a bad penalty as well. I'm just looking at the replay of the pen there. It's just not good. It's just not good in any way, shape, or form. But there is something there to be got at. We just need to find it. We've done well in this half. I mean, I'm a bit concerned that we've taken off Fornals, who's sort of finding a lot of the nice through balls and doing a lot of the work. So I'm a bit concerned that we're taking him off for Lanzini, who has been rubbish for about 6 months. But still, Nottingham Forest also making a sub. Awani, the goal scorer, goes off, thank Christ. He has run us ragged. He's been an absolute issue. Absolute issue for us. He is coming off for someone. I'll tell you in a minute. Slurps that one. For Sam Surridge. Sam Surridge comes on. Bowen's been a bit better, but not quite great. Fornals has looked so bad. I would disagree with that as well. I don't think he was incredible in the first half. I thought he was all right. I think in his second half, a lot of the best passes have been him. He's been also the only people who's picked up the ball and passed it forward. So I would disagree with him coming off. But then again, if you're taking off, you're not going to take off Jared Bowen because Moyes is a chicken, and you're not going to take off Ben Rama because he's actually playing quite well. So by process of elimination, it has to be Fornals, I guess. But I don't really agree with it. We'll see how it goes. We have Scamacca on now. How are we going to utilize him? How are we going to make the best of his abilities? How are we... He's dropping in deep there to connect the play. And we instantly go backwards from it, but that's fine. Questions. Lots of questions. Will Lanzini step up? He's dropping very deep this time again. Oh, Souček with a little back pass. Saucy. Lanzini. So he fouls there. Lays it short to Bowen down the right-hand side. West Ham trying to work their way forward. Bowen just cuts all the way across before passing it backwards to Declan Rice. You love to see it. Scamacca's in and around sort of D as West Ham pass it around in the centre circle. Lanzini dropping very deep to get involved with play, as you would expect from Manuel Lanzini. West Ham now trying to work it down the left-hand side. Ben Brahma picks up the ball. looking to try and shift it onto his strong foot, either for a shot pass or cross. He passes it. There's not really much he can do when he gets in those positions, as we've said before. When he gets into that corner quadrant area, it's just not happening. Sufal lofts it in towards the corner flag, so it's a goal kick. It's frustration. It's frustration because he's been awful, Sufal, crossing for a while. I'm not going to lie to you. He used to be incredible, but it's not happened for a long time. Not happened for a long time. They have Scamacca and Lanzini have come on about 6 minutes ago for Fornals and Antonio. Uh, 16 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Henson picks up a yellow for time wasting. Ben, I don't disagree with you, bro. I do not disagree with you. I can't be asked. And yet here I am. I have no choice. Surridge trying to do something, fails. Cresswell on the ball, punts it forward. Scamacca does well there to hold it in, tries to find a shot, can't quite find it. Yeah, Niakate, I think, is injured. He was pulling, he was signaling towards the bench instantaneously. And I think he's done for the day, which is good because he's been absolutely doing Mikel Antonio. We have an opportunity here. We really do. 15 minutes to go. The match has sort of completely died out. This is the time for us to just go for it. Now, will we? No, because the second you go into our half, we shrivel up like a crisp packet in a microwave. It's unbelievably infuriating to watch, but we have a massive opportunity here. Niakate is probably going to have to come off. Yeah, he pulled his hamstring pulled up when he was trying to stop Scamacca there. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, there's opportunities there. There's opportunities there. Moyes, take advantage of them. I don't know how Lanzini coming on takes advantage of them, but that's fine. Just take advantage of them. Steve Cook coming on. Big boy legend Stevie Cook. Let's go. Let's go. People talking about Brian. Brian will demolish this rate. Listen, that's next week's problem. We've got a Europa League fixture in between now on Thursday, I think. I think this is Thursday, isn't it? We've got a Europa League fixture to worry about before we even consider Brighton, which is just a whole different ball game of problems. Thank you, Frostfly Edits. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, everyone subscribe, hit the bell notification because we were the only West Ham channel last season who did a watch along every single game. I went through and checked it all because I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to be wrong. So I went through and checked them all. You're damn right we were. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that bell notification when you do subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos because we will be here. And if you haven't already, well, like the video while you're there. We've absolutely flown today. We are at 536. So 550 is on the cards. 600. If we all just hit it now, we would get to 600 quite easily. So give it a swirl, see what happens. Because 600 would be a massive achievement in a game which has been quite bad for West Ham. Still. So predictable. That's the worrying thing. Yeah, I agree. So Niakate tried to stay on and has instantly gone down. Hopefully all this stoppage time gets added in at the end. Kind of glad I forgot to bet. Yeah, I can respect that. Can Zuma actually run, or is he injured too? Seems to be moving hobble. He didn't seem super fit. I'll say that, Dylan. He doesn't seem super fit. There definitely seems to be some issues going on there. I don't know how bad it is, but I look at him and he doesn't seem to be playing with the same sort of confidence and fitness he was last year. It wasn't a red card because Henderson would have got there is the argument. I believe is the way it goes. Fabianski, Nick Cresswell, Ben Rama win 6 foot 5 Skamaka up front. Listen, James, just get it up there. Just put it to whoever, you know. Alex, just, I don't necessarily disagree with you, Alex. What I will say is this. You put any opinion out on the internet, someone's going to tell you you're wrong in some way. So, you know, Johnson does well, tries to play it in towards Lingard, it looked like, but it was blocked by Ben Johnson, who's been put in a very awkward position today. Because of his playing at left centre back. But, you know, we'll see. Every time I try, doesn't quite happen, but, you know, happen. It is what it is. What can you do? Yeah, what can you do? Cornet is on the bench. He is. Will he come on? It's a different story, but he is on the bench. Whipped in from Nottingham Forest from the corner, not very strongly. The header and Rice just hoofs it away to literally no one. Dean Henderson comes and collects it on the halfway line. Player closest to it looked to be Said Benrahma, because we like our big men as our strikers to come back, which means we have no counter-attacking from corners whatsoever. You love to see it. Need to change the time so I can see it's actually accurate. 10 minutes left. I felt like it was. I felt like we could have. There was something there. There was something for a little moment. There was a minute where there was a couple of minutes there in the second half where we were like, "Oh, we've turned up, ladies and gentlemen." Gone now. Lanzini out wide to Benrahma. Trying to cut inside and find a bit of space. Lays it short to Lanzini, whose pass to Cresswell was nice idea, but he was about a mile offside. But we can bail if you want. Let me know. You get enough calls, I'll bail. Listen. The problem, do you know what? Skamaka isn't the issue popping back. I think Antonio is, but Skamaka's not too much of an issue popping back. Big glad, get back. It's the fact that we just have everyone, and Antonio's the one that really frustrates me because I'm like, he's fast and he's a counter-attacking forward, and we have him in the area for a corner. Surely you just put him on the halfway line and just boot it at him. It looks like Cornet might actually be coming on, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to get us too excited, but it looks like Cornet might actually come on the pitch. You know. Oh, Michael, good to see you, by the way, bro. How are you? Benrahma being my best player, and that's saying something. He has, I agree. Cresswell finds Benny. I'd take off Bowen. Moyes won't. He'll take off Benrahma, but I would take off Bowen. Corner. Does well, Benrahma there. Wins a corner. Aaron Cresswell comes across to take it. Good opportunity. Get it on Skamaka's head. Is he good from headering from corners? I don't think so, but screw it. Just punt it at him. No, it's Souček. Just get it on Souček's head. What am I talking about? Why am I making this more complicated than it needs to be? Just Souček, bang, bosh, into the net. You know what I mean? No messing, no stress. All dubs. Let's go. Well, all D's, draws in this case. Corner from the left-hand side for West Ham United. 8 minutes left plus stoppage time. Whipped in. It is towards Zuma, who gets his head on it off the line. Jesus Christ. Flipping heck. Who was that? Williams, who's had an absolutely brilliant game, to be fair. Blocks it on the line. Zuma gets his head to it, and he does really well. Deflects off Steve Cook, and it's going to be another corner. Good block by Williams. Williams has been really good today, by the way. Really good. Cresswell to take second corner. Out on that left-hand side again. Whips it in. Zuma goes down in the area. Nothing to be said, says the ref. Headed back towards goal from Ben Johnson. Skamaka fighting for it. And he, of course, somehow is fouled. Or somehow gets away a foul. Don't entirely know how, but it has happened, apparently. According to the referee, that was what happened. Kurt Zuma just bundled over there by Worrell and Toffolo, I think. Toffolo, sorry. It's close. It's close. Mangala coming off for Nottingham Forest now. Still no Maxwell Cornet. As per usual, he'll get ready to come on, and then about 6 minutes later, will actually make his way onto the pitch. So we're talking a good 88 minutes, 89 minutes maybe, when you actually get to see him. What an exciting time to be alive that will be. And on comes Cafu, not that one. Pardon me. Come on, we can do this, bruv. A bit of adventure, a bit of positivity, and we can get something from this game. Annoyingly, I don't think we'll do that because, you know. Okay, here is Cornet. Did he actually take off Bowen? Oh my God. Okay, right. He may have taken too long to do it, but my man's he's taken off Jarrod Bowen. I agree with him 100%. He should have definitely done it. It was the correct decision. He should have been off earlier, to be honest, because he's been poor practically all game. But I'm shocked. Sacre bleu and all that. Nottingham Forest trying to battle for it like a rugby. You love to see it. Throw into Forest. Soufal does not look like he likes Jesse Lingard. They keep coming close, and Soufal's reactions look very angry all of the time. Cornet getting involved, battling for it. Good work. That's ours. Come on. There is something left to be get out in this game. I refuse to admit that this game is over yet. Now, is it essentially? Yes, I'm not going to lie, but I don't care. There's something left to be got out in this game. I don't mind him coming in on left. On the right. He played on the right before. He played on the right at Lyon quite a bit. So I'm not necessarily against that. If anything, I'd prefer him to play then. I would. In the 10 position. I'm not going to lie about him, but still. In fact, I'm sure the first couple of times I saw him, he was playing on the right for Lyon. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Who knows? Lanzini finds Declan Rice because for some reason Declan Rice is further forward than Manuel Lanzini. He puts the ball in for some reason, and it happens. But anyway, back out wide. Aaron Cresswell finds Ben Rama out on this left-hand side. Back to Cresswell. West Ham just passing the ball around now between them. Nice ball from Cresswell. Ben Rama, again, not a crosser, but we put him in crossing positions, obviously. But it is what it is. Ben Johnson, the initial header was awful, but he manages to get it to Kurt Zuma, who does not look comfortable. If you cannot tell me Kurt Zuma is not playing for an injury. He looks so uncomfortable on the football pitch. Played out now to Declan Rice to the left-hand side, back to Ben Rama, who's going to try and cross it in again. That's much better. But Henderson collects it. That was better. Better puts it on his stronger foot and gets the whip in. Skamaka was there. Can't quite get on it, but Henderson can. Souček behind him. I agree. We have a really good opportunity to win that. I know it's been awful so far, but that's 2 games, right? Like over the course of what was last season where we had a really good results in Europe, I think we have a really good opportunity to make a name for ourselves, to make a big splash in Europe, and I would be 100% for us going for it. Nice ball inwards to Brennan Johnson from Nottingham Forest. Fabianski collects it well. The ball from Brennan Johnson in the end was poor. There was a moment where it looked like he could go down for a pen, but Soufal just let him off. And then Sam Surridge, who was in the middle, just nowhere near to the ball when it comes across. Declan Rice spreads it out wide. Not a great pass, but Soufal makes the best of it. Cornet picks up the ball. First time really seeing him on the ball. Lays it shot to Declan Rice. West Ham passing it around in the middle of the park now. Lanzini loses out the ball. Lewis O'Brien with the interception, and now Nottingham Forest can fly forward. Johnson blocks from Johnson. Williams loses out, but Johnson picks the ball back up, does Brennan, and he eventually runs out of play for a goal kick. Come on. 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go, and I refuse to admit that this is done. Probably. I don't think it has me, but I think probably. I think it's probably quite true. Ben Rama down the left-hand side. It's a good opportunity. Can he get it onto a strong foot? He's being shown inwards. He manages it. Lays it short to Lanzini, who can hit him from range. Deflects. It's going to be a corner. Come on. We're so close. We just need to do something from this, and we can, and we should, and we have the ability to. This is all we need. Skamaka, Zuma, Souček, all in and around the area. Big boys with big heads. Cresswell to cross it in from the corner. Left-hand side puts it in. Souček's there. He did not use his big head. He did not use his big head. He was battering. He was battling with Harry Toffolo, or however you want to pronounce his name. And he can't get his head on it at all. And so he just sticks his leg out to try and volley it. And Toffolo defends well against him. We are now in stoppage time. The board's about to be raised. 7 minutes to go. Come on. Hey, Gav. You all right, bro? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Oh, 7 minutes. Water breaks, 2 disallowed goals. Substitutes, as they were saying. Makes sense. Although one of the disallowed goals was in the first half, to be fair, but you know what I mean. The pen. Oh, anyway, here we go. Multi-ball. Declan Rice throws it. Oh, sorry, and Cresswell throws it short to Ben Rama quickly. Ben Rama taken out. Now Nico Williams gone down. Five and a half minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. 5.5 minutes to go. There is still chance. There is still chance to get a point from this. First half, Nottingham Forest were significantly better than us. They completely and utterly outplayed us. We had a disallowed goal that should have been allowed, but outside of that, they were completely and utterly. They just were better than us. That's just life. They just were. Second half, we've been better. Have we been good enough? No. Let's be real about it. No. But we've been better. And we've shown that actually, if we'd gone for it a little bit more, we probably would have been able to do something in this game. Instead, we have a... Well, frankly, instead, we've just sort of not done it. So it is what it is. 4.5 minutes to go. Ball whipped in, nodded away by Nottingham Forest. Ben Johnson does well to nod it forward. No one can get on the end of it, though. And it's hooked forward. They're looking for Brennan Johnson, but Ben Johnson gets the better of him. It was Lingard, not Brennan. West Ham pick up the ball again. Go, move up the pitch with pace, you donuts. Rice. Cresswell. Ben Rama. Out on his left-hand side, cuts inside, tries to loft it in towards everyone and it's straight into the hands of Dean Henderson, who's going to take all of the time in the world without picking up a second yellow and being sent off. 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go. The truth is I look in the chat and I see lots of people picking up specific players, Souček, people like that, like lots of specific people getting called out. And the truth is that today the tactics were wrong and the performances just weren't good enough. Now, there's certain people who should have, like, we could talk about Souček, like Bowen, for example, is another person who should be mentioned. There's a lot of individuals that could be mentioned. But we just were nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough from start to finish. Even in the second half when we've been better, we should have been better. We still weren't good enough. Ben Rama on the left-hand side lays it into Declan Rice. We shouldn't have let Declan Rice take that penalty either, by the way, but still, Declan Rice back out to Ben Rama. Nottingham Forest, just good shape in the box, just absolutely parrot. Scamacca chests it down and there was just no one there. That's that sort of thing that we need to be more. We just need to give him more support around him. We do not need another Haller situation where we buy a big money striker who's used to having people in and around him and then just punt the ball into him. And then when he doesn't score an absolute screamer by himself, get really frustrated. 2.5 minutes to go. 2.5 minutes to go. Scamacca chests that down and there's just nothing. And he just, no one next to him. Etc., etc., you know. Yeah, Charlie, do you agree that West Ham had to show signs of improvement for us to have to defend? Yeah, they've defended a lot more in the second half and they've done it pretty well, and we've just not had the answers. The thing is, it's one of those things where we have always had the problem of if teams sit deep against us, we don't know how to break them down. And it's kind of what's happened to some extent in this second half. Not entirely, but kind of. And it's a massive disappointment, if I'm being honest. Thomas Souček lays it short to Cornet, back to Sofau, who whips it in. Nope. Sofau's not been good enough for a long time. He was really, his crossing was so unbelievably dangerous. And it's just dried up in the last 6 months. Sort of back end of last season, beginning of this, it's just been completely dried up. We've got 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. Cresswell just hoofing it across to Cornet, who heads it down, looking towards maybe Thomas Souček. Cook clears it. Zuma heads it back towards just anyone. And they are just fully foul against Sofau there somehow. Minutes go. I'm willing to admit it's done now. I'm willing to admit. I would ask for your man of the match, but to be honest with you, I can't be asked. Who was the best player from a West Ham perspective today? Who is the best player from a West Ham perspective today? Let me know in chat. I appreciate that, Val. Thank you. I appreciate that. I respect it. I would if I could. That's a good point, actually. Now I've asked it. You've all raised a good point. Ben Rama. Fabs? Yeah, I think it's been good. It's been good. Fab? I think, yeah, I think it's good. You probably will be about to get that. Let's be real about it. You probably will be about to get that. Ben Rama. Thank you. Wrong as F, but I appreciate it. There we go. We'll give it to Ben Rama. Congratulations on side Ben Rama. On winning Ham's Chat Man and Match Award. There's a lot of Ben Ramas in there. I'll ask you all one last time, just as the end game comes to an end, to subscribe if you haven't already. We are in the depths of stoppage time now. Nottingham Forest have the ball. They're trying to find their way forward, but I suspect the full-time whistle will be moments away. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos, because we're the only West Ham channel for the whole of last season. Sofau was just going straight for Surridge. That's a yellow card for Surridge. They're picking up stupid yellow cards they don't need for us, I'll be honest with you. Who the only West Ham channel last season who did a watch on every single game. So hit the bell notification button if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on future videos. The full-time whistle here is Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham United 0. Oh, it's not full-time. I thought it was full-time. It will be about, it's going to be in a second. Who gives a crap? The camera moved towards the manager and then he just went, get away. So there you go. Nottingham Forest completely outdone us there. It is what it is. Like the video if you haven't already. We absolutely flew with the likes today. We're at 5, 6, 8 right now. So another couple. We'll be laughing. Make sure to stick around though, because we will have a We'll have a complete match review in a moment with Geo and Gonzo. Appreciate you for coming, DT. Thank you everyone for coming. Of course, this is only possible with all of you. I do this by myself. I sit here by myself. And so without all of you lot, this watch along would be complete and utter trash. So I appreciate you all for coming, especially in days like today when, let's be real, it's been crap. It's been really flipping crap. It's not possible. I would not do it without you. I would just be sad. Stick around because the review will be here in a second. Subscribe, like the video, all of that good stuff. Come on, you irons. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Bye.